What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to SpawnCast, episode 58. I came prepared this time. Actually, I just took a look at the number, so we're good. Evan's actually not with us tonight. He is working at his job that he'll probably be leaving soon, actually, which is good. But for now, I'm joined by two people. Max is a little late. We're still waiting on Max. So he should be in here soon, I think. I don't think he's going to be too late because we were talking earlier. It sounded like he was jumping in. But I am joined, of course, by Sean, RGT85. How's it going tonight, Sean?
Greetings. Going good.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. And then we have, of course, OJ, who is a very, very recurring guest at this point. How's it going tonight, man?
It's good to be here. Appreciate it. It's going good. I can't complain, man.
Yeah. There seemed to be quite a bit of stuff that happened this past week.
Oh yeah,
like a lot of stuff took place. And there's a lot of stuff happening online too, which was interesting. Just a lot of opinions and things going crazy. So I think it's gonna be a pretty fun podcast here. I'm thinking. So I guess we'll start with, while we're waiting for Max, what everyone's been playing so far this week.
A lot of Switch indies. I'm doing another one of those videos where basically I get sent too many indie games and I have a huge backlog of them, so I just cram them all into one video and talk about them. The one game that I recommend the most on the list was definitely Skyrogue, though, which is a sort of throwback to arcade style shooters. It has a bit of a kind of maybe a Star Fox feel to it, but what I really like about the game is the control scheme. You can put a Joy-Con in each hand and like control it that way with motion controls, and it doesn't feel tacked on. It actually feels like it adds to the game, and it makes it like a lot more immersive and a lot more fun. Like I even want to like build like a stupid cardboard thing, maybe out of my leftover Labo stuff, but like build like a little visor and then just like put it on and then be like immersed in it. Like that would be really cool. But yeah, I've just been playing that. I played Conan Exiles, which just came out on the PS4 and Xbox One, which is a survival game. I don't really play survival games.
Evan's been playing that, actually. It's a shame he's not here today because you guys actually be able to talk about it.
Yeah, like it's not bad. I don't think it's a bad game. It's just like the learning curve is like throw you into this world and it's like, hey, figure it out. And it's like, okay. Like even the most basic things that you would think would be easy, like in order to really build like weapons and stuff, which you have to have twine. And so like I'm walking all over the world like looking for twine. And it's like, where do I find twine? And so I finally Googled it and they were like, oh, you have to create twine. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you have to craft twine and then you could do stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. The game just doesn't. And I mean, I guess that's a good thing if you don't like, it's not really hand holding though. It's just like basic things like how do you cook? How do you sleep? How do you survive? Like, why can't you just tell me what to do like once and then I'll, be on my way. But yeah, it's not bad, but it's not a game that I am really into. So that's why I didn't really do a full review of it, because it's like, okay, this is not my style of game. I don't think I'd be fair to it.
You just want to show it off and show people what it's like. Yeah.
I think, I mean, and a game that size, like you're supposed to build these kingdoms and shit. And I like built this little shanty and like an alligator came and bit me and stuff. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like, Legend of Zelda just kind of throws you in there, like I remember I didn't know how to do some stuff there. You just kind of have to, figure it out. I think this is a lot more advanced though, right? Than what Zelda was.
Yeah, way more advanced. Like, and even when like you figure out, because it's a game that's definitely designed for the PC, but they ported it to consoles. So like the control scheme is kind of like, there's so many menus, and when you access a menu, if you're using a PC, you could get into a menu really quick just by, macros and shit like that. But on a controller, you got to, go through the menus in a slower way, and there's no way to actually pause the game. So like, if you just happen to be crafting something and something comes up behind you and kills you, like you'll just die in the crafting menu. And it's like, son of a bitch.
like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, they have no pause.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's not a bad game. I mean, if you like adventure or survival games, I think it's worth taking a look at my video just to see how it works, but just don't mimic how I play it. And you might like it, you might not.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be checking that one out, but I think Evan's been playing it. Evan was at least playing it up until yesterday when he got his Nintendo Switch. So we went out. He got a Switch. He got Mario Kart, so he's rolling around in that right now. And I think he also downloaded the BlazBlue demo.
Oh yeah, I've been playing that a lot.
So I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I'll probably check it out. I mean, I
checked it out this afternoon.
It is so good. I want to talk about it just so briefly. It is so good. It's really easy to pick up and play, but like you can clearly see where like the people who are more skilled can advance. This is my first BlazBlue game where I'm actually getting into it. I played BlazBlue on the Xbox 360 back in the day and just didn't get into it back then. But my buddy Andre is like, he's like a top level BlazBlue player. Like he goes to Evo and plays and will get like rank in like the top 100 or so. So he's a top level BlazBlue player. And I've been watching him play forever, for years, since 10 years ago plus when it came out. So I really wanted to get into this one now that it's on the Nintendo Switch. We never got it on Wii U. Like for some reason, it came to Xbox 360, the BlazBlue games, Arena, all that, but it never came to Wii U. So the fact that it was coming to Switch, I really wanted to try it out. And me and all the crew, my users and everything, we had a lot of fun last night playing. And I would just say, even if you don't like fighting games, guys, just give it a try, because you're going to see that you can pick it up, start playing, start comboing, and then you're going to see like the depth that it has. So that's the one thing that I would say is just try it out, and trust me, it's smooth. And the netcode is quite possibly might be the best netcode ever. Not a single game of lag. And I was playing with people in Canada and people that I know that have trash internet. No shots, Night Moon. My boy Night Moon has some bad internet, but I mean, it's not the best, but I mean, like, and it was zero lag. Like literally no lag.
I played it on I remember a while ago, I played it on the PS3. I'm trying to remember Continuum Shift, is that what it was called?
Yeah, there's
for whatever the first one was, I remember that came out that we got here, and I remember I checked it out and I thought it was all right. I think I played it for about a month actually, and then I went online and then I just stopped playing.
Did you get beat pretty bad?
Oh yeah, the people online were good. I played through the story and was like, this is fun, and then you go online and I just never touched the ground. I'm like, done.
Dude, I got destroyed at the beginning. Like when I first started playing last night, I was getting destroyed, but I got better and better as the night went on, and then I actually ended up beating everybody who was beating me that night. But it's super fun. Like you don't even need to know who the characters are. Just pick a character that you think looks cool. I only pick cute anime girls, and I was like, I'm picking this girl, and I'm picking this girl, and I'm playing, and it was cool. It was like Ruby and Noelle, because my buddy Andre uses Noelle, so I'm gonna use her. And there's so many different strategies. It's a fantastic game, and definitely think about buying it. If you, I mean, obviously, if you don't like fighting games, whatever, but at least try it out, because I think it's gonna be one of the best fighting games on the Switch, hands down. And it's already gonna be an Evo this year. So
I was surprised. I was surprised at how much content there was in the demo. Like, as I was like, I think there's like 5 different stages and like 20 different characters.
There's a ton of content
online, and I was just like, as I'm playing it, I'm like, wow, there's a
lobby system all built in, ready to go. I mean, but this is what happens when you're 10 years plus of writing netcodes for like an engine, like this is what happens. I mean, they've put all their experience into it, and for their first effort on Switch, is very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, I've never played a BlazBlue game, so I just kind of went into this blind, and I was just like, all right, Street Fighter skills don't let me down, and like I was just doing Street Fighter inputs, but yeah, I was actually into it. Like it's definitely a fun 2D fighter. I don't know any of the characters or their backstories. I never played Persona Arena 4. The other things, I was just kind of like, I don't know any of these people, but I mean, it's whatever. Like, if the gameplay is good, that's all that matters.
Did you guys try it in handheld mode, or was it just on the TV?
I did. I tried it in both. I played extensively in handheld mode, and I played it in TV, and it really looks the same. It doesn't look like there's much difference between the two. Okay. I suggest playing with the controller, because obviously fighting game, the buttons are kind of small, but it's definitely playable in handheld mode. It looks good. The art style isn't very like super taxing or anything anyway, it's just.
It was on the Vita also, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was there's a BlazBlue on the Vita, and it looks good on there too. It looks good on there, but it's fantastic. Like the different franchises are, I think it's Under Night and Birth, which is like a PC PS4 game, and then it's like Ruby, which is an anime, and then Persona 4, which is of course guys, Persona 4 Arena, and then of course BlazBlue characters. So it's just like a nice mix of all these different franchises, and which gets a good character variety. I mean, there's lots of different styles. I mean, you have the gun characters. You have like the zoning, you have the up close. I mean, you got to do that. Like his scythe is the whole screen. That's like from Under Night and Birth. It's really fun.
Thanks, Sparky. I honestly have no idea. I know that's a meme, but I have no idea. It sounds like Sean could apparently answer. I have no idea, to be honest. I know it's a meme, and I know that was something that set off people online at one point, but I honestly have no idea.
What is it?
The question. Oh God, are traps gay? Was the question? Yeah, I don't really think it's a time or place to discuss it, but it's definitely an interesting topic. Maybe another day we'll get a little more in depth, but for tonight we're gonna talk gaming.
Well, be honest, like I said, when I went to the Katsukon convention, I'd ask Evan why there were 18 plus wristbands, so you could tell that I'm like out of the loop on that.
You're a very sheltered individual.
Yeah.
I'm good. I got people who are that type of stuff that I would cover, so I'm staying out of that.
All right then, fair enough.
That are like that. So, I mean, I'm good.
Fair enough. Thoughts on? Oh yeah, well we're gonna Mighty Ryan, I see you there. Thanks for the $5. We're gonna what I think we'll do just to stay on topic. We did this the past couple days. I will past couple times. We'll shout you out when you if you do a super chat, and then at 10:30 we'll shout you out again when we go through and actually go through the questions. Just keep the podcast on track because there is a lot of stuff that we're going to try to get through at a decent pace. Since at 10:30 we'll do all of that because there's a lot of stuff to get into. Is that everything you guys played? Or did you play anything else?
Wizards of Legend or Wizards? Yeah, what's like Wizards of Legend of Wizards?
Is that another? That's another indie game coming out.
Yeah, it's another indie game coming out. So I've recorded 2 episodes on that. It's one of those roguelite games.
Okay.
It's I can't talk about it.
I was about to say, that's embargoed.
I was about to say something, but I can't talk about it. Okay. Well, yeah, it's coming out next week.
Okay.
I got that too, but I haven't downloaded it yet.
Yeah, I don't think I requested that one or get that one, but
it just showed up in my inbox.
Oh, there you go. Fair enough. I do have I was playing the Garage. I checked that out because I liked Hotline Miami, so I wanted to check that one out. It's all right. It's an all right game, I guess. And then like I said, I'm just about done Battle Chasers Night War, so I think I'm right at the end of it. So and then I'll do a review, I guess, on that one. God of War I finished last week, so I haven't actually touched it since then because I've been doing other stuff. So I think that's about everything, though. I think I checked out Tomb Raider. I got back into Rise of the Tomb Raider just to get through that for the new one on the Xbox One X.
Dude, I need to get into those, man. I have them. Like people have been so nice and gifting me that I need to get into those.
Well, it's on Game Pass, so it popped up and I was like, I guess I'll try this on Game Pass.
Well, both my users bought me the PC version. They got me Rise of the Tomb Raider and then the other two, even though I already had it. But I mean, I need to.
I had it on the PC, but now I have this nice 4K Asus monitor, so I'm like, I'll try it on here with the Game Pass and everything. And yeah, I downloaded it because I have like sweet internet speeds now. Because I called Comcast and they upgraded the service in my area for some reason out of nowhere. So now I have gigabit down now, which is cool. And then I have like 50 up or something like that. So
good stuff, man. Much better.
I'm in business again, and it was only like $20 more to get it.
Damn,
so that was it.
It was worth it, man. It was worth it. Yeah. So you need internet. You need fast internet.
Now I can stream again because I went from 5 up to 50 up. So now I can stream again, which is good. And downloads are pretty good too. The PS4 and the Switch seem to have some kind of cap, I guess. But the Xbox One X just like, here you go, gigabit speed, go.
There's a cap on the PS4 and the Switch.
The PS4 and the Switch have. It's probably because they're not server companies. Like Microsoft just has these massive servers ready to roll. Mm-hmm. So I understand that one. But yeah, Battle Chasers Night War is getting done, so I'm pretty happy with that so far. So I can't talk about it till the review, but I think the review will turn out okay. So I guess we'll get into the big thing that happened, the Nintendo Online, because this is like seriously a polarizing topic. I think you guys have seen this everywhere, right?
Oh yeah.
Like it's massively polarizing. People are on like either side. People are saying it's terrible. People are like, this is exciting. I like it. And I guess we should really see where everyone stands on this thing. I was hoping Max would be here because I talked to Max a bit and he had a bit of an interesting opinion on it. So I guess we'll see where everyone is on this whole thing with the Nintendo Online. Cloud saves, of course. We assume 20 NES games, although they've only shown about half of that or so. NES games that are like a Game Pass type service, essentially a subscription based service, and apparently discounts on games as well. Or just items in general. So it's an interesting online service. What do you guys think about this so far?
Like all they really have to do to make it have a more wide appeal and to have people not be upset with it is get rid of the stupid phone app.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that in a bit.
And that is all you have to do. Put it natively through the system, and everything is fine.
Well, don't get rid of it. Don't get rid of it. Just make sure you have it natively through the system and you have the app, because Sony can do that too, and Microsoft. Yeah,
the app should remain as like a companion app. Like I like the idea that it tells you your stats for Splatoon. Like it's optional. I'm like, oh, let me check all my cool Splatoon stats. But then you don't have to talk through it. Like it's as long as it's an optional thing. I love the idea of it being a companion app though. Like you said, Microsoft I think has one.
Yeah, they all have companion apps. All of them have companion. Like Sony has it too, where you can messages, voice. I think you can do voice too. I'm not really sure, but either way,
yeah, Steam has it too. So yeah,
messages for sure. But I used to have it downloaded, but that's the only issue that I have is that it's not native. I mean, I use Discord no matter what system I'm on, but for others, I guess, that's the only issue that I have.
Yeah, like I use voice chat. I use voice chat a lot when I play Halo. When I play Halo 5, because I don't usually get people together or anything. I just turn my Xbox on and I play. Which I've been playing Halo 5 like every day now. Just trying to get back into it. I want to play more Master Chief Collection, but it's still broken as anything, so I don't even try anymore. They're going to fix it, though, I think. And I think it's going to Game Pass, so no one has an excuse not to play it with me. Sean, you need to get it when it goes to Game Pass.
Oh, I will.
Yeah. So I'm getting back into that, and honestly, I use it a lot there. I leave my little headset plugged in, which even works with that other headset I have, the one I originally bought for the Switch, because I thought we were getting voice chat. They even designed it to be like that. The PowerA one, this one, you can see they actually designed it to be like, a normal headset that plugs in, because I think they thought it'd be like that too. But it works on the Xbox One X's controller. You plug it in and it just works. So I've actually been using that a lot, because when I jump into a game, I just talk to the people I'm playing with, and then we try to coordinate, and then it always breaks down and never works out. That's how it is. Leo Aguilar, thank you for the $5. I got you down for 10:30 when we go through everything. I think it's really fun. So why do you think, let's talk about, why do you guys think people are upset with the online so far?
Because of the phone app.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen people go with a couple different things. Yeah. Why do you go to
Go ahead, John.
I mean, I think there's a lot of people who are just mad that people have to pay in general, but I do also understand that Nintendo is technically leaving money on the table because it's been so normalized at this point by Microsoft and Sony. So it's almost like we could easily get $20 a year out of our customers. It's a third of the price as our competition. But it's almost like they have it priced like that so that they also don't have to compete with those services almost. That's what it kind of feels like. But there's the whole saves thing where it's kind of behind a cloud, it's behind a paywall. There's no actual way to locally save or back up. Although I think they have until September to fix that, to be honest, because then there's no backup anyway until then. But what else do you guys think is turning people off from this online service?
I think there's a really loud vocal minority, but I do think that once it drops, you're going to have to get it. You want to play Splatoon, you want to play all the games, you're going to have to get it, plain and simple. And there's too many online games. So once it drops, I think people are just like, oh, well, I don't want to do it, but they're going to abuse it. That's the one thing that I do like about it, is that you can abuse the crap out of it, which Nintendo clearly tells you to abuse it. Like, get your friends.
I almost thought that when they did, thanks, Blue Bolt, new sponsor. Thank you. Welcome to the channel of sponsors where Evan still needs to make emotes. Evan, I know Evan's watching at work. He's behind the register right now watching us. I know he is. It's. I feel like they almost created this service to appease shareholders, because shareholders are always like, "When are you guys gonna start charging for some of that online service?" Since subscription-based stuff is so lucrative right now, right? And I'm obviously paying for it. You're talking to the guy who has Xbox Live, PlayStation Plus, Game Pass, and I almost started paying for PlayStation Now just because I wanted to be able to record footage and stuff for it. And I tried a free thing for it, and I was like, "This isn't happening. It's just not very good."
No, that thing sucks.
Thanks, Grubby K9. I got you there. Thank you.
Kind of trash.
Yeah, we'll be going back through again at 10:30. So, but what else? I mean, do you guys think it's also has to do with the virtual console?
Yes,
I think so as well. But I think people aren't necessarily like giving it. I think that the service will be better in time. That's just my personal opinion, because I personally don't want, and I said this before, people talk about anti-consumer stuff, cloud saves. The most anti-consumer thing that I've ever seen is consistently buying virtual console games over and over and over. Like, how many generations are we going to go into to where we have to rebuy Super Metroid? I've bought this game 3 times. It's never transferred over. And then they do that one time where you can dollar transfer from.
I complained about that to no end with when the Wii U and everything in the 3DS. It was all fragmented. It was all over the place, right?
It's horrible. It's horrible. And dude, my Wii has like hundreds of dollars of virtual console. It's dead. All of my virtual consoles are dead with my Wii back there, dude. And there's nothing I can do. So to me, people are thinking too much in like, oh, virtual console, like the Wii, like the Wii U. They're thinking too much now. Think of it in the future to where this thing transfers. If this thing transfers over from gen to gen, and you have this huge library of games, and we're still going to get virtual console games, Arcade Archives, that's still virtual console. Like, we're still going to get Sega games, Sega Ages. We're still going to get those style of games. Companies can still do that. I think it's going to be a better system. But that's just me personally, because I'm done rebuying Super Metroid. I don't want to buy. I put it on the free service and I'll play Super Metroid there. But none of these games are important enough for me to have to rush out and go buy them on a virtual console service. I'm quite frankly done with that crap. Or I'll download it on my PC. I don't care, at this point. Because there should have been a way. There should have been a way, right?
Oh yeah.
At this point, for us to do it, so I don't feel bad.
I see you, Matthew Hennigan. Thanks for the $9.99. Enjoy. Yeah, it's stormy here too. I don't know what that's about. Is it stormy where you are, Sean? Like the sky was like turning black and green here for a bit, and I was like, "Uh-oh, that's not good." But it's very. I
was muted. I was talking, but I was muted.
You were muted. I was looking at you like, "Is he talking?"
Yeah, it was looking pretty violent out there, actually.
Yeah, I took a nap and I woke up and it was just like a nasty storm. I know Matthew lives he lives near Philly. He's one of my Patreon people. Shout out to Matthew Hennigan. But yeah, it was a nasty storm. I was trying to do voiceover and it was like, I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, any of the Streamlabs or anything, we'll just read at 10:30, guys. Just keep everyone up to date there. The online. It's all right. So the virtual console, people seem to be a little confused. I just don't think there's enough information out there about the virtual console, and I think people are making even assumptions at times, which is something I've seen. And I think there's even a fear that it's just going to be NES games.
They've already said had Super Nintendo games.
They put out I think they said they're currently evaluating the ability to add Super Nintendo games. Because my question was, how could they possibly put Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, possibly GameCube, maybe? I just don't see how they could put all of that under a $20 umbrella.
I mean, if they're first party games, like. Yeah. How much can you actually make off of those? Like, still, like, you've made so much money off those games already. Like, could they do? Does it make sense from a business standpoint? Not really, but I mean, they technically could under that value.
Well, yeah, but then it comes down to, I guess, it only being first party games. Like, I guess they couldn't put like Contra NES
right
on there. And there's a lot of people who it's so funny. Like, I talked to people who don't really play games, but they bought the NES Classic, and they're like, "Oh, I love this game that Nintendo made. I love Contra." And they're like, some people just think that Nintendo made Contra just because they bought it for Nintendo.
I mean, Konami can always, like, Konami Ages or something like that. Companies can release their own virtual console, games at this point. It seems like whenever they feel like doing it. So
yeah, I mean, you're right about that. I mean, we see it with Sega, right? Sega's doing this whole initiative, which is pretty cool. That's what people seem to want, I guess. But do we actually know? And this is the question I ask anyone who brings it up. Do we actually know you won't be able to buy those games from the subscription? Do we actually know that yet? Because I feel like Nintendo has not actually commented on that yet.
Nintendo has. They apparently, if you take them at their value of what virtual console is, then they've said that it's not coming, like, at the moment.
Right.
But it could potentially, but they have never said that I don't think they've ever said flat out said you will not be able to purchase classic games.
In fact, when they originally announced the idea, they said that one game will rotate and you can purchase it if you want to keep it. Was what they originally said. And now it's 20 games, and then they haven't said anything about being able to purchase any of those games yet.
I think they're just leaving some mystery out there, and I honestly, a lot of people are saying, maybe they're just abandoning the virtual console name because of the stigma attached to it. 3DS virtual console, go back to DSiWare if you really want to. Wii virtual console, Wii U virtual console. It's like virtual console sort of has this connotation with older stuff and not being able to transfer over and stuff. So maybe they're doing something different.
Yeah, screw that. I'm sorry.
I mean, they probably would have.
that.
One of the easiest ways to really get rid of someone's image of something is to rebrand it, and that's I think this is going to be the Virtual Console. It's going to be rebranded. It's just people are holding on to that Virtual Console name.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cool name. Don't get me wrong, but if it's just becomes Nintendo Classics, it's basically the same thing, just a different name. It's just I just don't think we know enough information about this to just say it's terrible yet. That's the thing. And I actually like the idea of it. I've told you I love Game Pass. I like the idea of subscription-based services. Like OJ, I know you're not the biggest fan in the world, Adam, of them.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But it's cool that they're doing them though for people who like it.
Yeah,
I don't hate on that, you know.
Like I really like Game Pass, and it sounds like it's going to be where you download it very similar to Game Pass because they talked about how you can play them offline. You probably have to check in at some time, you know, just to let them know you still have your service. But it's pretty cool that if that's the way they do it, because then that means the only one that really doesn't do something like that with like a full subscription based thing outside of their PlayStation Plus is Sony, because you have to stream all of their PlayStation Now stuff. And I would like to see them make that so you don't have to, and maybe that's next generation. But I actually like the idea. I like the idea of it possibly following you from here on. You know, you go on the service and all those, you know, maybe they build up a library of 100 games or something. All those games just go with you, just sign in. So I like the idea of that. I do.
They did say that they're going to be adding games regularly. So
yeah, maybe once a month.
Yeah, if they add like 5 games or however many games regularly, like I said, I think people are looking at it as in right now. They're not looking at, or like right at this point, they're not looking at it like in the future. I'm looking at it in the future because all these games are old, you know?
Yeah.
These aren't like all these games are old. You can like you can download every single one of these games if you want to. Nintendo has no piracy protection on the Super Nintendo Classic or the NES Classic. It's like they don't care at all. So I mean, like if you've already bought these games a million times over, just do whatever you want at this point. But if you really feel like you need to have it, then you can do that. But to me, Nintendo's given up their right because they don't let us transfer over stuff. So their right's been given up. So you just go. I mean, that's just my opinion.
It's interesting because the pricing I think is pretty good. I really don't like the idea of paying for online for any system, but I still do because you have to. Like, it's not like I'm going to say that and Microsoft's going to be like, all right, yeah, don't worry about that. So I have to. And I pay. So for Microsoft, I pay $180 a year because I do Game Pass and Xbox Live, and then for Sony I just pay $60, so that's $240 between those two systems. And then I look at Nintendo's and I'm like, it's another $20. It's kind of the way I look at it.
You can share it. You, Evan, and RGT can share it, and you guys can spend like $8. All you have to do is add somebody's Nintendo Network ID to the main thing, and they will get the online too.
The family plan. That family plan is I guess you don't all have to be on the same Switch. No, you can be separate. So they said it in the press release, separate switches. You put it like whoever has the main account has the main account, and then they can put it like Nintendo Network ID. You can have up to 8 people. It's $34 though for that. So you need a couple people, and you can already make it to where it's cheaper than just 20. Like here's the thing, like Sean, you even said it. I saw you say this on Twitter, right? You said if you can't afford the $20, you should probably should be playing. You should probably like I guess figure other things out first, you know. Well, and it's just so cheap for the whole year.
Well, that was love you, Dave, but good God, he made just such a bad comment. It was like people are getting tricked into paying $20 a year. They bought Mario Kart 8. DX, it should be free. They should be able to play for free. And I'm like, Dave, stop it. Like, it's $20 if you're playing video games and you are playing to the point of where you're playing online video games, which means you play video games often. You can afford the $20. You already got to play the game for over a year for free. Like, it's not like there's smoke and mirrors going on here where one day you wake up and you log into your Mario Kart and all of a sudden there's a paywall. Like, oh God, Dave, love you, but that was bad. I was like,
yeah.
That's what it was in response to. But yeah, like it's $20 a year. Like if you can't swing $20 a year, you might want to, not worry about video games so much. Like, there's obviously other issues going on.
I mean, it was gonna happen eventually. Like, I mean, Steam is good, right? But Steam is PC where it's open, so it's tough to compete with that. I think Microsoft is trying to figure out how they can charge PC users, by the way, at some point. But the Windows Store is not gonna cut it, I think, for them. So it's tough because everybody's charging for online. Cloud saves, I understand why cloud saves cost money. Microsoft doesn't charge for cloud saves, and I think that has a lot to do with them trying to sell their servers outside of gaming. Like, they definitely do a lot of business with their server side stuff and selling it to big businesses. So they're like, oh, that's probably part of their portfolio. Oh, we back up all of the Xbox Live users save stuff on there. That's just one of the things our Azure stuff can do, you know. Whereas it costs money for Sony and Nintendo possibly to even rent out from Microsoft, for all we know, servers and stuff, maybe even Amazon. So I get why that's the case. I'm curious what the promotional stuff will do and how much they'll actually give us off of things. If there'll be like a game of the month that's cheap, or if they'll actually just do what PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live does, but they start cutting like 30% off of games.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, it's basically we know the bare bones. We know, the scraps of it. We don't know the nitty gritty. We don't know the details of it yet. There's still a lot of questions, probably even more questions necessarily than answers than what we originally had. But to write it off already, it's kind of like, all right, just calm down. Let's see what happens.
You need it to play online. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's like, it comes down to, if you want to play online, you need it. So you can talk about all the extra stuff, but just like, I mean, if you gave me an option to where I can get PSN or Xbox Live for $20 and I don't get all the other crap, I'd be like, cool, give me it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't give me anything. Give me just that, because that's the only reason why I don't want to pay for their service like that, because I have PC. But if they said $20 and all you get is online play, I'd be like, cool, but it's blocked and they give you everything else with it. You know what I'm saying? So the only reason why I'm paying for this is because it's online's behind the paywall. You know, if it wasn't behind that, then I don't need all the other crap, because Discord does everything that they're trying to offer, like PS4 and Xbox One. Voice chats through there, messaging's through there. But if I had a cheaper option without all the extra crap that they give you on PS4 and Xbox One, I'd be completely down to pay $20 for just to be able to play. But that's just me.
Yeah, it's I think $20 is reasonable. Like I said, it's that like halfway point, I think. So, I mean, people are gonna complain about it, but then they'll pay for it. Like if like when Smash comes out, which I still think is gonna be in September, people are gonna buy it. So they'll buy the online. And what would be cool is if they did something where they give you, like, I don't know, X amount of time when you buy a game or something to try it out or something. Maybe they even bundle something in, like a month free or something with a game, just to get people going.
Which they could do. I mean, a game like Smash, that would be a good incentive to throw in a month free. I mean, you see, even 2-week trials. There's trials. I mean, Nintendo is a bit behind in the online landscape, but I mean, to think that there's not going to be stuff like that, I think is pretty short-sighted. Like, I think you'll see 2-week trials, even if it's a week trial. Buy Smash, try the online out for a week or 2 weeks. Like, I mean,
they could even like discount DLC and stuff like that with the online service. That'd be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, percentages off like season passes and stuff, like Fire Emblem or something. Or I mean, we got like a 1.5 year trial already. So I mean, yeah, why not like a 2-week trial?
Yeah, like, sure. Right, yeah. Which honestly, the online that I played on the Switch isn't bad. I haven't really had too many issues with it or anything. So like I said, usually I have it at least wired up. I don't usually use the Wi-Fi, just because when it first came out, the Wi-Fi was spotty. Remember, people were like, I don't have any bars, but it still works. I don't really know how this is happening.
Yeah, it was kind of garbage.
So I was like, I was get to land it after, and I think that's fine. Which, believe it or not, the one from the Wii even still worked. Like the original one I had from the Wii still worked. But yeah, I've never really had tons of connection issues with it. So I guess it was fine to go. I think it's just the lack of features for like with the party chat and all this other stuff that the other systems have, but it's not as much. So it's tough. People are like all over the place with this thing. So we'll have to see what happens. I think it's going to launch okay. I don't think there's gonna be major issues that people have to like I don't think the servers are going to drop, on September, 24th or something when they launch it or anything. But I mean, if Smash comes out, maybe if Smash comes out the same day and they're like, the online's on, and you get these many games, 20 games that you can download now, and then Smash is out, then probably like the power grid goes down or something. But all right, so the Nintendo Online, I think there's still more information to come. I think they're still going to have, we only know half the games that we're even starting with right now, right? They told us 10 of them, I think.
Yep.
And they're all NES games. So they could come to the table and say, here's another 5 NES games, then here's 5 Super Nintendo games. One of them's Mario World. Okay, yeah, here's a bunch of money. So, cool. That'll work. Very good. So, do you guys want to talk a bit about the Walmart leak?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, Walmart, for some weird reason, Walmart Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sean, you covered some of this in your video. Do you want to walk us through some of the games that they talked about?
Yeah. So basically, Walmart of Canada put up a bunch of games for available for pre-order, and like obviously a lot of these games, like there were some that we know about. Splinter Cell was one of the games that's kind of like a worst kept surprise, a worst kept secret in gaming, but obviously there's going to be a new Splinter Cell. Basically they put up a bunch of different games and then took them all down, and you could have said, oh well, maybe it was just a mistake, someone's an idiot, but I think Bethesda like screwed themselves over by reacting to it. Like they got mad about this leak, so it's like, oh, well, what's on here from Bethesda? Oh, Rage 2? And like Bethesda went out of their way to make a big stink about it. So it was like, okay, so now we're getting Rage 2. And now they I don't know if you guys saw it, they're teasing an announcement for Monday. That's obviously going to be probably Rage 2 because Walmart jumped the gun. But yeah, Walmart put up a bunch of different games, Borderlands 3, new Splinter Cell, games that we know about, The Last of Us 2, Metroid Prime 4, Super Smash Brothers, Rage 2 was obviously one of the big ones, Gears of War 5. So a lot of interesting stuff on there. And I tend to believe, because just based on rumors and stuff that we've heard going into E3, all of these games make sense. The one game that was probably the sore thumb was Rage 2, and Bethesda's reaction pretty much said, oh, well, Rage 2 is a thing.
Yeah.
So there you go.
They pretty much started teasing it at this point with like the big clock and everything with the pink on it. And
yeah.
All this stuff. It's really funny how freaked out they got about that. And apparently we're just skipping Forza Horizons 4. So I'm excited for that.
I think that was a mistake. that was clearly and that's what people were hanging their hat on. They were like, well, this is fake because it says Forza Horizon 5. It's like, there's a new Forza Horizon coming. That leader of Xbox Spain already said that it was a thing. It's obviously 4. Whoever just did it goofed. Like,
OJ, what's going on here with this super chat from NX Revolution?
What does he say? I don't have the chat up right now. What does he say?
It says, I'm not really sure what's going on. No, I don't know the difference between DLC and microtransactions, so no extra content, Nintendo Prime.
Me and Nintendo Prime had a debate the other day. Nintendo Prime tried to say that DLC, like a downloadable content that's even like a small price, is a microtransaction. He tried to label it as like Fire Emblem Heroes. How like you can infinitely, or like FIFA Ultimate Team. He tried to put those two together, like low price DLC and those together as a microtransaction. He tried to say, oh, well, that's a microtransaction. And I'm like, no, that's not how people see it. People see DLC as DLC and microtransactions as microtransactions, so that's what he's making a little joke on that because he tried to put those two together. And
interesting.
Yeah,
I guess I missed that. I guess.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good. Me and Nintendo Prime are good friends, so it was a fun debate.
Oh, okay, cool. What did you guys debate about exactly?
He tried to say that Nintendo could be like EA, could end up like EA, based on what they're doing now, and he tried to argue that point, and I was like, no, EA started doing crazy things very early. Like they got crazy really quickly, and he tried to say Nintendo's doing the same crazy things, but I'm not sure if he made his point correct, or I don't think he made a good enough point to argue that. So he was trying to say that Nintendo could end up like EA because of stuff like Fire Emblem Heroes, and stuff like that, which is really weird, but that's the point he was trying to make. But I made points like, hey, EA started trying to take away used games from people, like with the online pass, I guess, remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And they put like people, like they put microtransactions into their main games. Like even back then, they would throttle you in Dead Space. Remember Dead Space and what they did there in the single player? Dead Space 3. Yeah, you guys remember what they did there? Like EA's been trash from the very beginning of when DLC started. He was trying to compare that to Nintendo, but I don't think he did a great job. But yeah, we had a good debate. It was fun.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. Is that still up on your channel?
Yeah, it's up. A lot of people watch it.
Maybe I'll pop by and check it out to see what happened exactly.
Oh yeah, it was spirited. He got a little, especially with Smash Brothers DLC. Ooh man, I could feel the passion flowing through him. It was good.
I'm trying to connect the dots right now in my head how all that's happening, but I'll just go check. I mean, just in general, everything you're saying. So I'll go check it. I'll go check that out later just to see what's what. I got to watch My Hero Academia tonight, and then maybe I'll check that out.
It's all good. It's on the channel, so you can just check it out. But just like Nintendo Prime debate, you'll see it. You can just check it out whenever you get time.
NX Revolution said, sorry, OJ. Someone said DLC, so I had to. There you go. Oh man, that's great. Okay. So the Walmart leak, we had Rage 2. That one's happening, we think, right? I mean, it was interesting when I saw that. I was like, man, Rage has been out of the picture for a while now.
I think all the games that were on the list are happening.
Yeah,
there wasn't anything that really stood out to be like, this list is fake. It's like, no, all of these games make sense. All of these games are, Splinter Cell. We haven't heard about a new Splinter Cell, but all of a sudden Sam Fisher comes to Ghost Recon Wildlands, and everyone's talking about Sam Fisher. He was on that little stupid Xbox show on their YouTube channel. It's just absolutely terrible.
What is it? Inside Xbox?
Oh my god!
You don't like that, really? I think it's all right.
Horrible.
Really? That's interesting.
Dude, it's a chore to watch. It's literally a show that could be done in 15 minutes that spans like 2 hours. Like, I don't need interviews with every single person under the sun. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's a very well paced show. But
Brian Elzaka, thanks for the $5. I got you down for 10:30, and then Blue Bolt says he said Animal Crossing 2. Oh, Animal Crossing as well. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, everything on there it makes sense. It's solid. Rage 2 was literally the only game that was like, one of these things is not like the other, and then Bethesda freaked out and they pretty much said, "Oh, look, it's Rage 2." So there you go.
See, I don't mind Inside Xbox because it reminds me of like the good days back when I had like G4 when I was younger.
Oh, it's so cringe.
I don't mind it. It's like I would love a video game channel to come back, like on TV. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
It's free content, so I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, Sean, you were watching which one were you watching where they did all those backwards compatible games that they put up, and you like stopped watching because you couldn't take it anymore?
Yeah, like it was the one where because I was not familiar because it's obviously a newer show, so I was like, oh, this will be fun to watch with my viewers. We'll watch together and stuff, thinking it was like maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, and they're like, oh no, this is a 2-hour show. And it's like they talked about all the cool games, and they're like, all right, now we're going to interview Sam Fisher's voice actor. And it's like, oh, okay. And it's like a 20-minute interview. And it's just like, you're cool. Like, I like you. You do a good job with the voice, but I want to see games. I want to see, talk about it. It's hard to watch something like that in response to something like a Nintendo Direct or something.
I will say, Sean, do you remember G4 at all? Just out of curiosity, do you remember that at all?
Oh, yeah.
One of my Icons is like my favorite show on that. I think Cinematech was good too because that would just show all the cutscenes from the shows.
But Icons is exactly the opposite of what Sean's is trying to. Icons, it gets right into it. Mm-hmm. They detail things. They go through quickly. It's like a 20-minute. Like if you watch it with no commercials, it's like 20 minutes. Icons is fantastically edited though.
Well, I would watch like X-Plane Attack of the Show also. I think Attack of the Show was like the last thing really left on that channel that was any good before they went to, what did it become? Cops, Cheaters,
Cheaters, and like, I don't know.
Oh, Ninja Warrior, Ninja Warrior,
in that order all day.
Yeah. I was like, oh, what happened? We talked to Victor Lucas in that podcast, and he was kind of telling us about how just the behind the scenes wasn't the best, and I was like, oh, that's too bad.
Well, that's a whole nother interesting thing. Is a lot of people. We're getting off topic, but a lot of people like Victor Lucas want video games to be back on TV, but I just feel like TV is just a medium that isn't needed anymore. Cable television, it's like, cable television subscribers are dwindling. People are cutting the cord or whatever it is. Like the only thing I really use cable for is because it came bundled with my internet and it was cheaper than my internet was by itself in North Carolina. And I like to watch wrestling occasionally. And then I'll do FXX on demand and watch old Simpsons episodes. Like, that's it. That's all I use the cable for. It's like, I don't think people, modern day don't care as much. Like stuff like YouTube has sort of replaced cable. So,
well, if it's up to like CNN and Wall Street Journal, they'll keep slapping YouTube down to try to keep mainstream media up.
And then people will overreact. God almighty. So many people are overreacting to this, like YouTubers. And I want to be like, shut up. Here. Let me tell you, Kitty, something. Here's a big YouTube secret, okay? When you worry about shit like advertisers pulling out, and what the Wall Street Journal says and what the USA Today says, when your ad revenue starts sucking, when your ad revenue goes down. Until then, do not worry about it, because although advertisers leave, advertisers come in. Do you ever hear a news story about, such and such company is now advertising on YouTube? No, of course not. You only hear about when people leave because they like to make a big spectacle of it, to keep their websites, to keep their newspapers going and stuff like that. Like, stop it. It's so annoying. And especially when I see other YouTubers do it, because damn well nothing has happened to your revenue. Damn well nothing has happened to your AdSense or anything. Yet you're freaking out about it to put on like this facade. Like, get out of here.
Dude, you're better than me when it comes to ranting about stuff.
It's crazy, man. It blows my mind. It blows my mind.
Just see people. I saw some people in the chat talking about Victor Lucas and Electronics Playground. It's actually still around. It's actually a channel on YouTube now. And the production value with it is insane,
which people don't support enough for some reason.
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah. His stuff is great on here. Like if you go on, I would check it out. It's Electronics Playground guys on YouTube. I would check it out. He does like the rundown and different, and he does these really cool documentary things too that he puts up. It's pretty cool. He does some good stuff. He actually even goes out to like when the Super Nintendo Classic launched, he actually went out to like GameStops and stuff with a microphone, like old school, and actually like talked to people in line and stuff. It was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. So I would check his channel out.
Yeah. Top notch stuff.
Yeah. So, it's pretty good there. So what do you guys saw Sony, talk about their E3. It was a little weird because I think it threw some people off. They just told everyone what they're going to be doing at E3 ahead of time. It sounds like they are not showing up with a lot of surprises. It sounds like
they did say that there's going to be more announcements, but you're right. They're doing deep dives into the games they're going to sell a ton, which I said it was a good idea. I was like, hey man, show us the games. They're realizing that these live shows are trash. And I've been saying this for multiple years now. Live shows are trash. They've been trash for a while now. Sony's has been trash. So I'm like, yo, they want to give us deep dives into the games. That's cool. Like that's what we're here for anyway, right? So
yeah, I hated like the orchestras and shit that they had going on last year. I was like, oh my god, come on.
Is Brain Glicks? Is that comment for you, OJ? What is that?
I don't. Oh, sorry. I need to. What is the chat? The chat's going so quick.
RWBY is a cartoon. OJ Western made. Believe it.
Is Ruby Western made? Yo,
I don't know.
I thought it was an anime. I thought it was, but Ruby's it's one of the franchises that's in BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. It's one of the franchises represented characters that you can use.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know it was Western made. It looks Japanese to me. I've never watched it, but the character is good. The main character, she's good in BlazBlue. So I'm cool. Using her. So there you go.
Okay.
I honestly feel like Sony's doing that though, because I honestly foresee a sort of quiet year from them.
Yeah. I think I know. I have a feeling I know why it's too. I think the amount of time, the development time they've taken from like the semi beginning of the PS4 is kind of running up. And if they restart a lot of those projects now, they'll be finishing and coming out in the PS5 time. So because Sony takes so long on some of their games, I think they're just coming up on the end of what they have until they go back into development. Like Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding. What else did they talk about having? Days Gone, which we saw Days Gone, and
Spider-Man.
I'm just ready to buy. I'm just ready for Spider-Man. I've seen enough of it. This will be a third year I've watched it.
30 E3 in a row. That's ridiculous.
I'm just ready to buy this thing. Let's go. I'm ready to get this into September and roll.
Final Fantasy VII, of course.
Are you sure?
No, they'll show it. It won't be ready or anything. Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a very safe year for them. I don't necessarily. Jesus Christ, I don't know, Jagger. I don't do needles. I faint when I get my blood drawn at the doctor's office sometimes.
RWB. Oh, okay. Made by Rooster Teeth. See, I remember Rooster Teeth from back in the day when they did Red vs. Blue. I think on the Halo. Remember that? Nope. Go on, Sean.
But yeah, I just think it's going to be a safe year for Sony. Nothing too crazy. Plus, I mean, you got to figure the PS4. With all these rumors going on that next gen consoles are coming, you never know.
They did put a comment out saying that there was gonna be no hardware at this E3, but that doesn't mean I'm actually thinking next E3 there might be a hint of some new hardware. So
oh yeah, I think next year you'll start hearing about stuff, but that does put a damper on the hopes of a new Vita.
Yeah. I am going to next E3 definitely because I think there's gonna be hardware there, so I'm gonna be there, ready to possibly grab one.
Would you go each day, John, or would you just go for just one day?
I'd go probably every day. Nintendo sent me tickets for it, and I can't go. I'm like, I can't go to this. Thank you though. So OJ, if you want, you got them too, yeah.
Yeah, they sent me a ticket. But I'm like, dude. I mean, as a one-man team, it's tough to not to. I had my best E3 staying my butt right here, and not going to E3. Like in terms of people coming and watching and liking the content, the best one was when I stayed here, not when I went and covered the show. So.
Oh yeah, no, I get that completely. If you're a one-man team, I can't imagine how you're going to be able to do it well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get that completely. I just don't see how you can do that easily. Especially if you go there with a tripod, you try to set up the camera and nobody knocks the thing over or anything.
That's what I was doing, and it's trash. So I'm gonna stay here.
I'm hoping next year maybe I can get out there and get some interviews and stuff with some of the people and things like that, away from the sweaty showroom floor. That's my hope.
You'll get that though, because by next year, channel growth and all that. So you'll get that. But if you can't get that, then there's no point in going as a one-man team. If you can't get that, then there's no point.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, but so Sony, I mean, they told us that it sounds like they're even going more to I guess Nintendo Direct format, where it might even just be a video that they play.
The deep dives, they're not going to be. I hope they're not live demos. That's going to be a problem. Demos, So yeah, I think they're going to be videos.
So Microsoft is basically the last one left doing the old school method of staged live presentations and everything. I still like the live stuff. I do. I know a lot of people like the more cut down, half an hour Nintendo Direct for E3, 35-minute one, and then they had the Treehouse for the people who like the live stuff. That's fine. Something about the live atmosphere, I guess sitting in the audience if you're there and everything. It seems cool because you get a lot of people together. Yeah, that's where you get those reactions, live reactions, like things for Twilight Princess, for example, or I guess the Final Fantasy VII remake reaction, stuff like that. I guess they still get people online like the Nintendo store, but I don't know. That is man.
That's kind of another shift away, though, if you think about it. Just the live reaction itself. People make these live reaction collaborations of YouTubers reacting to stuff. They get, hundreds of thousands of views. It's just I don't know. And I always feel like a lot of those live reactions from the E3 crowd that's at E3 are very, they get excited very easily. I would say Super Lucky Tales. Holy shit! I've always wanted this game. It's
Kuru Tengetsu says, have any Bluetooth solutions for Switch in portable mode? I know there's a lot of people who who've made videos where you use a Bluetooth transceiver that you plug into the headphone jack. Have you guys seen those videos? They're all over the place. People doing that.
Steel Series. Check out the Steel Series headsets and you'll be good.
There's that one headset that they were bringing out with, where they were, what was that one they were coming out with where they were going to have it so two things tie into the headset? Did you see that?
That's the Steel Series. It can connect to a phone and to your Switch at the same time, so you can use it and cordless. So that's the best one. That if you want, I mean, it's a bit pricey, but but it's worth it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not really sure how they would go about doing it otherwise, unless they did some revision or something that would allow them to do that. But yeah, otherwise, I saw that. What's that Steel Series? It's $150. Am I thinking right? Or $100?
Yeah, 150, 100, depending on what retailer that you go through.
Yeah,
for Steel Series headsets, they're good though, good quality, man.
Oh no, this is a Steel Series one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was $50 though, so I didn't break the bank too bad on it. So I don't know. I guess it's the thing about Sony is there's not as much excitement around their E3 stuff now. It almost feels like they don't. It does almost feel like they just don't care as much right now because maybe they're so far ahead, or there's it's.
I saw that being thrown on. I'm not sure. I just think that it's what's important is that making sure that people just know about the games. I think that they're thinking about it as hey, we've got a lot on our plate. We don't need to go out here and make this like the craziest thing in the world. I just don't think E3 is like that anymore. I think Nintendo kind of set the tone with that, years and years ago, which they got destroyed for that. And now it's kind of, I mean, even Sony's last year's presentation, that was kind of like a live direct, right? It was just kind of like, here's the next game. Here's the game. Dude, talk for a bit. All right, we're done. It was like, what, an hour? Or no, it was longer, but like, it was not like a live show where they're bringing out, like raising down like cars and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like Microsoft, you got Forza cars coming down. You got, people stepping up on stage. It wasn't that. It was that one dude, and he was just talking, showing the next game. They were all trailers, and then that was that. Show's over. So that's fine. Everyone's like, oh, well, Sony won E3. So like I think that's just what they're gonna do. So
I see. Ricky Generic says Emily Rogers said we will see Pokemon Switch soon.
She just said that right now.
Did she say that? Are you sure?
Are you sure she said that?
That's somebody in the chat. Somebody in the chat was saying that.
Let's not put words in her mouth now.
Yeah, somebody in the chat was saying that. Unless she posted on Reset Era. That's all I can think of. Or maybe on Twitter. She posts occasionally on Twitter.
Well, yeah, I'll check that.
If you want to check that, double check for people, someone in the chat throwing that around. Blue Bolt again. Thank you. This one. Oh, okay. Monty Umu is the creator of RWBY. And Rooster Teeth, who sponsored him to develop RWBY, rip Monty Rooster Teeth continue his life work. Rooster Teeth they're pretty good people over there. They do some big stuff. I know they also own or run the Know, I think too.
They do.
That jumped up pretty quick.
They also own Screw Attack as well.
Do you know I did go into a GameStop yesterday, and on the TV the Know was on. I think they had like advertising space in there or something. Mm-hmm. And then Greg Miller came on too. I was like, what is going on? I got to figure out how to get into GameStop apparently.
Yeah, they also, what's it called? Rooster Teeth. They also get money from publishers and developers too. Just another thing. Like Warner Bros, they fund them, and other companies do as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Just as a side note.
All right, I gotcha. So is anyone? I mean, I'm looking forward to Death Stranding. I think right now, just see gameplay of it because we just see nothing but, I think, cutscenes of it mostly.
Yeah, that's all you have seen.
Yeah. They also own Funhouse. Do they? Maybe. I'll have to look into that. I don't know where all these YouTube places are owning what. But yeah, Death Stranding is the one I really want to see gameplay for. I'm not Spider-Man. Like I said, I've seen enough Spider-Man at this point. Days Gone, I watched that, and I honestly they shouldn't have shown that alpha footage. I'm gonna be honest. I watched it and I was just like, ooh, like it didn't look the best. Did you guys watch that footage at all from Game Informer?
I did.
That needs to be in the oven a little longer. I understand why it's coming out in 2019 now. So it is alpha build. I'll at least give them that. So maybe they'll show something newer. I mean, that alpha footage could have been months old at this point for all we know. Death Stranding, though, I do want to see Death Stranding. What else? Last of Us 2. I'm wondering how much Last of Us 2 they're going to show, since that's probably out late next year. Maybe they show us like a part of a level or something. As last we heard, it was 60% done. What else Ghost of Tsushima? That's the other big one I want to see. Ghost of Tsushima could be really cool, but again, I need to see gameplay for it. Apparently, it's gonna be a big open world, which is cool. I'm excited for it. But is that all we're really looking forward to from Sony? Are they just gonna show up and have like 4 or 5 games in their like Sony Direct, or are you think they're gonna throw a couple third parties in there?
Oh yeah, they'll throw some like montages or some like quick announcements from third parties in there, some DLC or something. But I think the deep dives are going to be the big thing. 10 minutes or so per game, and then that'll get you like 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes right off the back, and then throw in a few other announcements. Maybe you get about to an hour and a half with some other stuff in there. I'm not really sure. I'm thinking it's only going to be like an hour or so. That's what I'm thinking.
And then we have what you call it, PlayStation VR. I don't know if they're gonna do anything for that either. I haven't seen much for PlayStation VR that was like super appealing since Wipeout. So I'm not sure. I don't know what. I'm a little concerned. I feel like I wasn't super high on E3's or Sony's E3 last year, and now I'm looking at this. I'm like, are they? I don't know if they're gonna have a good E3 this year. So I don't know. I mean, they just released God of War is great, but like I'm looking forward to the next thing now. I guess the next thing on my list is Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Spider-Man. I'll say that.
Ghost of Tsushima is like my game because that's my favorite developer at Sony is Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for Infamous is my favorite Sony series. God of War kind of tied, but like God of War's had a couple ones, and I'm not huge. I mean, I like this new God of War, but I'm just not huge on it. Like I like God of War 2 and 3 more.
Okay.
So for me, like it's still like Infamous 1 and 2. Like those games are great, and I mean, Second Son is it's okay. I like it.
I like Second Son a lot.
Yeah,
Actually.
I like it. It's good. It's good. So Sucker Punch is kind of like teetering above, God of War for me. That's why I'm interested in the Ghost of Tsushima game because it's just Sucker Punch. So and the feudal Japan, I mean that setting perfectly fits what I like. So and
Akura Tengetsu asked if anyone was excited for Detroit. I'm gonna check it out, but I will say, I don't think I get as excited about like the Beyond Two Souls type games where it's very slow and it's not as much gameplay and it's more watching and story based. I understand the work that goes into them, but I would rather play a game like God of War on my PlayStation because it's more actiony. And honestly, God of War does a good job not putting you in a story scenario for extended amounts of time. Maybe you'll see it for 5 minutes, then you're controlling Kratos in that cutscene kind of thing. Whereas Detroit, you're going to be doing that a lot. It's basically like watching a movie with some with not all button prompts, but it's not as interactive as something like God of War, for example. So I'll get it, obviously, but it's not. I'm more excited for Spider-Man. I'll say that. What about you guys in Detroit? And then we'll get to NX Revolution here.
I was, but now the end of the month is getting very backed up for me as far as shit I'll need to review. So I'll probably wait for a price drop on that and just pick it up when it's like $40.
May is a bit crazy. Like it's insane.
June is worse.
Yeah, June and May is just absolutely insane. I mean, you have that new Bloodstain, that little 8-bit Bloodstain game.
Oh my god,
that's coming out in a couple of weeks. It looks great.
That's what NX Revolution is bringing that up. Joining 3 reactions that you guys already talked about the 2 new Inti Create games.
Yeah, but that Bloodstain game is literally coming out in a couple of weeks here.
That Castlevania game.
Yeah, that Castle, and I get it for free because I backed the game originally for $60. So if you back for 28 or more, you get the game. You'll just get a download code for it on whatever system you want. So and it's $10 if you don't. So it's not bad at all.
Dude, I was like, because I'm in a group chat with a couple friends, and Billy from the Game Chasers was like, "He's like, oh, that new Bloodstained game looks good," and I was like, "What are you talking about? New Bloodstained game? Where have you been, old man? Like Bloodstained's been around forever." He's like, "Stupid, you haven't seen the new one?" And I was like, "What new one?" And I went and looked at it, and I was like, "Oh my god, yes! What is this? Like that to me looks better than Ritual of the Night. Like I don't care. That game looks freaking fantastic." And
when's it out?
The 22nd.
Yeah, 20. Yeah,
wow.
A couple weeks and it's already out. This one's done by Inti Creates, so this one I think that they did that before because Inti Creates is no longer developing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. They moved that on to it.
Let me see, because I think it was so funny. A press release popped up in my box. A lot of times it's weird. Inti Creates sends me embargoed news all the time. Let me see, because I know they sent one for this, and I was like, "What is this?" Yeah, I just kind of moved on. I didn't know what it was.
It looks cool. It's like a separate side story to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, where you can use some of the characters from there. You can use Miriam. You can use Ngetsu. So yeah, it looks great. It looks really good. I like it. I'm going to be playing that soon. And then there's Fallen Legion. I mean, there's just so many games in May.
Oh, they have 4 characters in the game, which is interesting. It says take control of 4 characters. They can be interchanged at any time during gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
A whip wielding heroine, a sword swinging exorcist, the magic using alchemist, and Gabble. He doesn't have a subtitle to his name. It's just him. That's cool. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the screenshots and everything. This is a cool looking like retro style.
It's an NES castle. It's an NES Castlevania. Yeah. It's exactly like Mighty Gunvolt was to Gunvolt. Mm-hmm. I loved Mighty Gunvolt. I thought Mighty Gunvolt Inti Creates is fantastic. Very nice people. Very nice people too. I met them last year at.
There are too many games, right? Yeah. I talked to them.
They are hyped. They're also doing the new Gunvolt game. With Copen on there, so I was just like, I was hyped. I was like, wow, we got a new Gunvolt game on the Switch exclusive too. So good stuff from Inti Creates.
Yeah, that's wow. They seem to be supporting the Switch a lot too. I'm noticing that. I wonder if I guess their sales are doing well on the Switch for them to be doing that so much.
Yeah, they're small. They're
Blaster Master Zero sold ridiculously.
100K plus.
Wow, really? Jeez.
Yeah, 100 for an indie for that team. That's insane because they're like less than 10 people, right? They're like just
they're small, yeah.
And like to get 100,000 people to buy your game at $10, dude, that's really good for them. So, and also the Gunvolt games sold really well. Like the Gunvolt,
I like those games.
Yeah, they sold. I love those games. I like them more than Mega Man, and so for me, they're really good. John, I have a heart attack.
Nah, man, that Mega Man X collection's coming out, and that's gonna.
Oh, I didn't say Mega Man X.
That's gonna be my Switch for a while.
Well, I mean, I love the Mega. Okay, don't get me wrong. Mega Man X is Mega Man X. You can't beat that. But some of the newer Mega Man games, if you know what I'm talking about.
I gotta play through that X8. That's the one I missed out on. So
yeah, Gunvolt's better than those games. Gunvolt's better than all the later Mega Man games. But Mega Man X, no, I'm not going that far.
Were you guys surprised that the GameStop CEO stepped down out of nowhere, basically? You guys see that?
I did.
I saw a headline of it.
I saw your video and I saw the actual article too as well.
Yeah, the CEO, Michael Mueller, stepped down out of nowhere, basically. Friday, they put out a press release, and he is no longer the CEO, effective immediately. Immediately.
Probably had a nervous breakdown, dude. Like, GameStop is like, look, man, I've been in that situation where you have a lot of responsibilities. You got sales and everything that you got to deal with. I mean, people think that CEOs are impenetrable, but no, sometimes they freak out. They worry about things, Like I said, I've been in there, so I've been in that situation where you have a lot of responsibility. So maybe he just couldn't take it.
They had to. I'm telling you, he said personal reasons. More than likely, like you're saying, he just it built up. The anxiety, the terror, and because they already said they're going to have a down year coming up. And I don't know how it's going to get any better right now because I was, like I said, in the GameStop yesterday, and I would say half that store was backpacks and statues and wallets, everything but games. And I'm
tablets and iPods and stuff. Yeah, man, that's how mine is too. But like I said, dude, like a lot of people like to brush over mental health when it comes to running these companies. But if your mind isn't there and you're worrying about sales and you got a bunch of people telling you sales, which is what let's just be honest, right? That's what GameStop is all about. Like I've seen how they operate. Everyone's Sean used to work there.
Yep.
So how it is.
I was there. I think I worked there. I worked there for about a year too. So yeah,
you worked there too. I mean, so you guys know how it is. So I think the mental health part is probably. He's like, I'm done. I'm good. That's what I think at least.
I mean, you're probably not wrong, honestly, about that because it's everyone thinks it's so funny because I remember whenever you interview people to work there, they think it's like working at like a candy store, like it's the best thing ever. And then they start working there and they stop playing games. You stop playing games when you work at GameStop because
you get burned out on it.
You don't want to do it. Like you go to work, you see games, you come home, you don't want to do anything with games anymore. It's crazy what it does to you. So I get, maybe you're right. Maybe he's like, it's not going to get any better. I'm gonna have to face the investors at these. He's part of the board. He was part of the board too. So he was like the big boss on campus, and he was getting paid a ton of money. And you're right. Maybe he was like, I'm not going to be able to go face these people next quarter with these results and be like, we're down 40% or something. That's
the worst feeling when you have to answer to someone. I mean, you guys have all been there, right? And you messed up. You didn't get to where you needed to get to, And like the sales aren't there. Like I've had sales jobs and it's like the gut wrenching feeling, it feels like in your stomach and it comes up like you're about to puke or something like that feeling and that's the feeling that I never want to have again, which I haven't had really in a while. And I'm like, I'm good, like mentally that feeling is trash. And I think that's what's going part of that. Maybe I'm just guessing, but
it's that feeling when your book report's due and you got to read it in front of the class. You didn't do it. So you go up there with blank pages.
Yeah, man. Like you're in trouble. You're in trouble, So I mean, that's GameStop's not doing well. I mean, obviously they're not doing well, but they got to find someone now. Obviously, if you retire just out of nowhere, you just step like, come on, whoa!
He was 50. He was 56.
Yeah, so
he's not old for a CEO.
That's not old.
No, it's not old. No. Not even like the normal type, like 65, I think.
Didn't Kimishima kick the door in at like 67 or something and just start like rolling? So I mean, it's bad over there. That's all I can think of, man. It's just bad over there right now. And I'm counting the days to when GameStop starts really closing stores and then announces like the impending. I'm thinking it might be a couple years, but
I'm surprised it's taken this long. I mean, there's so many freaking GameStops, like just within like hundreds of yards from each other. Like when we were in Philly, it was like, oh, there's a GameStop here, and then a mile away there's a GameStop, and then another mile away there's another GameStop. And it's like, Jesus Christ, you don't need this many stores.
It's oh man, we need. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. But there's like a GameStop here, and then 3 miles down there's another one, and then 4 miles that way there's another one. So there's like 3 GameStops and like 10 like miles of each other.
I mean, yeah, same here. Like, it's just like, okay, which GameStop do I want to go to today? Do I want to go to the one at the mall, or the other one at the other mall, or the one before the mall? Like,
I got one right by my house, just short, about a minute or something away. Then at the mall, about 5-10 minutes away, 5 minutes or so without traffic. And there's another one right there. Then there's one mom's side of town. But I mean, I live pretty big town in Central Valley, so there's a lot of them. We got a lot of them too. We got like 6 or 7 here. So
yeah, and they're getting destroyed by Best Buy and Amazon.
Slaughtered by Best Buy. They're getting bought pretty bad by Best Buy and Amazon.
Yeah. Well, did you see Amazon and Sony? Something's going on there because you can't buy Sony games on Amazon right now.
You can. You can't buy God of War?
Not the last time I checked from Amazon.
Oh,
Detroit.
wow.
Look up Detroit. I was like, maybe I'll get it there because it's like 20% off and they'll just send it right to my door, and I'm not like looking to play it right away, like day one. But I went on there and I was like, I can't buy this. Why can't I buy this?
Wow. I think you might be right.
And I was like, what is going on here? Why can't I buy this? I have no idea. No one knows.
You are right. There is God of War is from other sellers, I think.
Right?
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know.
ton of Nintendo crap that you can buy. Yeah, there's no Prime. There's no Prime with God of War.
There's Quantum L wants to try to get the stream to 1,000 likes. Tell you what, if the stream gets to 1,000 likes, I'll just leave this podcast up. We won't unlist it. You can watch it right away.
We're not going to get there.
I know it's not going to happen. I know. That's why I made that promise. It's not happening. So
you are 100% right. I'm looking at all the games. There are no Sony games that third-party stuff, but
Sean Ryan says they did just close a GameStop in the town that I work in because the manager suddenly quit and couldn't find a replacement. Wow. Oh man, they're closing them down slowly. I think I do hear about them closing from time to time though.
The pay sucks too. The pay is atrocious.
Yeah, it's not good.
And they screw you over. They didn't want to make me assistant manager, so they called me acting assistant manager, which meant that I did everything an assistant manager did, but did not get assistant manager pay. But I was like 21 or 22, so I was like, "Yay, video games!" Like, shit. But
hey, I gotta do more, but get paid the same.
Laser Disc Man said any sign of GameStop tossing Switch cases away? Probably. I mean, honestly, I think when I would work there, we didn't take cases as trade-ins, but people would always leave them there, and we just threw them away because they didn't want them anymore. So probably, yeah. Honestly, I guess you could you could dumpster dive, I guess, and get them if you want. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess. I'm curious how those dumpsters it's probably not fun jumping in them though.
No.
Yeah, no. I can't imagine that it's a good time jumping in there. I see people in the chat keep talking about Pokemon. I guess people are pretty confident that there's something with Pokemon coming soon.
Okay, so there is an article though.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so basically the Pokemon president, or no, not Junichi Matsuda, the lead developer of Game Freak of the Pokemon company, he was like, yeah, go buy a Nintendo Switch. I really want you to buy a Nintendo Switch. Why? Like, basically, he was just telling people, go buy a Nintendo Switch. Like, if you don't have one, well, go buy one, please. So that was it. It was like a small little quote that he said. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. Just, please go buy a Nintendo Switch. If you don't have one, please go buy a Nintendo Switch. So he wants you to buy a Nintendo Switch. That was an article on Go Nintendo as well. So.
Okay. Wow. So he's okay. Probably, yeah. Maybe. I guess we are getting something with Pokemon soon. Then I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. It usually gets revealed before E3 because they want the spotlight for their game. They usually have enough to show anyway. Like if they showed Pokemon on the Switch, they would take up 15 to 20 minutes doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
and also like this might be one of the lower install bases when Pokemon actually launches, that they've had. So obviously he wants more people to have the system, more sales, blah blah blah. So
yeah, but people are going to show up to the Switch in mass for Pokemon.
Oh, of course.
That's gonna. I really want to see that Media Create sales chart for that. Oh man,
it's gonna be millions. It could be 3-4 million. Could be more. I don't know.
Wow, that's gonna be something else to see that number get stamped on there.
Yeah, it'll be. I'd say at least minimum 2 million, because that minimum 2. That's what I'm thinking, but I think it might even be. I think it might even be well more than that.
Yeah. Speaking of me creates, did you guys see the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze come in at like 43rd?
Oh yeah,
it wasn't going to go in. Yeah, it topped mini create sales. I'm not actually as surprised. I guess there are some people who are very surprised at that. It did 2.5 times better than the Wii U version when that released. In Japan specifically, we don't know anything about the MPDs because they don't find out about that for like a month later. And then Europe, you have to buy those numbers, I guess, too.
Yeah.
So, who knows? So I don't. Kuro Tengetsu 91. Do you guys put any creates in the Game Facts leak? Not really. That's been bounced around so much that I'm just staying away from that thing. Like, if people, what did he put a picture of himself up there saying that it was him? He took it down and all this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not real.
Yeah.
I didn't even pay attention to it.
So I don't really put a lot of credence in that. I think maybe they guessed it.
He guessed it right. Basically, he said that him and his brother did it as a joke. They guessed it right, but even within that, he guessed things wrong. Even within that guess of it being right on May 7th, so he even messed up on some of the things that they said that they were going to talk about. So yeah.
So are you guys? I guess you guys aren't surprised about Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze selling so well.
No, because the game was quality to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a really good game to begin with. It's just Wii U. That's just the biggest problem was just Wii U. You know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it was just Wii U. That was the only problem. So.
Yeah, I mean, it sold really well on the Switch. Came in second place, just behind God of War in Europe, which is pretty big. It actually knocked FIFA, I think, out of the top, like the third spot or something, or second spot. So it's doing well there. It did well in Japan. I'm sure it probably did well here in the US. And that's a game that honestly should have gotten more attention when it came out, but it just didn't, because you're right, the Wii U.
Amazon, it's been in the top. It was number 1, and it's right there, like the second best-selling game on Amazon too, pretty much throughout since it's launched. So yeah, number 1 on Amazon, and then continue going. So I knew people were going to pick it up. I mean, because most people didn't buy the game. People were talking about the price and everything, but that's not the point. The point that the game was really good, and most people is this game really good? Yes, it's really good. How much do new games cost? $60. Okay, go buy the game. You know, like that's pretty much how a lot of people saw it. It's not about, oh, this came out on Wii U for $50. Nobody gives a crap. Wii U failed. Nobody bought it back then anyway. So people aren't looking at it that way. They want it on Switch. They want it anywhere that they want. They want to play the game there. It's a good game. New games cost $60. They go up and buy the game. So that's how I knew it was good. I knew that was just kind of like online type of rage type of deal. It's not going to be reflective in the sales.
What about you, Sean? You picked it up.
I'm a little surprised. I just a smidge, but then again, I was a Wii U owner. I was someone that picked it up on the Wii U. It's a good game at the end of the day. Like, if you only have a Nintendo Switch, is it worth picking up? Yeah, like for sure. If you have a Wii U that you still play regularly, and for some reason you don't have it, sure, pick it up on the Wii U. But I think that's like maybe 20, 30 people that still play the Wii U regularly that don't have something else. So, like, it's a very small segment. But, to me personally, I probably could have lived without it. It's not something I needed to buy. But then again, I wanted to cover it. I wanted to do a video on it. The video did okay, so everyone's happy.
Yeah, honestly, there were a lot of people who were annoyed with it, but I have a feeling that was just a vocal minority. So
it's always the loudest people are usually the smallest people.
Let me see. I'm going back through the chat here because Evan's not here, so I'm trying to go through the chat myself while I have my spreadsheet up here, and I'm going through some of the stuff we have here.
Monster Hunter.
Hold on. Oh, Shadow Fox told us why the Amazon and Sony are having their qualms. Apparently, it has something to do with Sony. Hold on, I had it here. Sorry, the chat keeps jumping up and down on me. Evan does a good job. Evan does a good job with this when he's doing it. And he'll actually send me messages through like Discord and stuff while we're up. Shadow Fox, you can type it again in the chat. It just it's moving very quick with me, so I have a hard time keeping up the chat and doing this at the same time. But he was explaining. He could type it back in again. So Monster Hunter, who's buying it?
Man, I gotta buy it.
Yeah,
I gotta buy the cover, and I know my users are gonna want to play it, so I gotta buy it for that. I might get a review code though, but
yeah. I actually played World for a bit. I am so bad at Monster Hunter. Like, I'm just not good at the game. I don't really I just don't get into it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just don't get into it.
No, it's not just you. I don't get into it like that either. I've honestly tried. I have multiple Monster Hunters. I have Monster Hunter 3. I have Monster Hunter 4. I played the Monster Hunter Japanese demo. I did Let's Plays on it, and it's cool. I just can't get into it like other people can. I don't know why people think it's like the greatest thing ever, and I'm really trying. I'll give it another go. I'll try again. I'll give it another.
I played World for I think 10 hours, and I was like, this game, I understand why people like this game, but it's just not my type of game is all. I'm not saying it's obviously a good game, but it just wasn't my game. I might try this one, but this one is even less approachable, the one that's coming out. So it's like, man, like my brother is really into Monster Hunter, loves Monster Hunter. And that's great, but he would always try to get me to play it because he played it on the PSP, then he played it on the 3DS or 2DS. He just loves the series. I'm like, I can't get into it. It's just so tough for me. But this one at least is going to be more towards the hardcore Monster Hunter crowd. And honestly, that actually might be an easier game for me to play on the couch or something when I'm hanging out. So
play it with friends.
I'm going to get it anyway because, like you're saying, OG, will probably do some coverage of it in some way. Or Evan will just cover it now that he has a Switch. So somebody's covering it, though. But it's coming out here, and this is the first time we've had that version of the game West, right, OJ? I know Cross came over as Generations, right? Mm-hmm, but Double Cross never came over here.
Yeah, it's like a port of a port of a port or something like that. Yeah, it's like it's been multiple ones now. So yeah, it's the first time that we're getting it here. A lot of people now, like I said, I'm not trying to, this is no shots at Monster Hunter World, but a lot of people from what I looked at, not even to say a lot of people, there are people who feel this is the complete, like hardcore, real Monster Hunter type of game because it has the biggest roster of monsters, 90 something monsters. It has more, like, become more advanced mechanics, some type of things in there. Like I said, I don't know about Monster Hunter like that. So there are some out there that do feel that this is the better, like, Monster Hunter style of game, Monster Hunter.
When I played the demo, and I had no idea what was going on because it was all in Japanese, of course, but I tried, and it was different from World from what I could see. It was different where you would go and there would be like you'd have different like islands almost, and you would go between them with a loading screen. Whereas World was like, I think one big open world when it loads in. That was that. And then it was, I think, a little more in depth with the menus and everything when I played it. But
so basically, like I've played a lot of Monster Hunters on the 3DS because I would somehow always review them for Nintendo enthusiasts. But like, yeah, basically you have your little hub town. You get your different items, you basically equip your character, and then you go out into the main world. The monster, most of the time you're hunting a specific monster. The monster will be somewhere on those 9 areas that are all connected, but you have to walk through them to get to different areas. And then you kill the monster eventually. Some monsters take a couple minutes, some can take up a half hour or longer, depending on if you're playing by yourself or with other people. And then once the mission is complete, you go back to the town, you sell your stuff, you craft stuff, rinse and repeat.
People got really addicted to that game when I would see on Twitter. People
I really loved them. Like, I thought they were fantastic, and Generations was super good. So I'll probably get into it when it comes out.
And it'll look a lot better on the 720p screen for the Switch rather than the 240p screen.
God, for sure.
Carrie says you can't buy PS4 on Amazon too. I think Shadow Fox said they're going to do a video on it. It looks like Carrie. So I would just check out Shadow Fox's channel. I guess in the upcoming days or whatnot, they're going to do a video on it to kind of clear it all up. So if you're looking for answers there, I would just check that out. I'm looking forward to that. I'll try it again. We'll take another shot at Monster Hunter, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be easier if I have people I know with that I can play. I don't know a lot of people on the PS4. I usually just get on there and play single player games. And when that came out, I was like, all right, let me jump online with it. The PS4, now I think about it, is more so my single player system than anything else.
There's a lot of great single player games. Horizon, God of War, good stuff.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, I get on there. Persona. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna dive into this single player game.
Infamous, Second Son. There's a lot of great single player games. Bloodborne.
Yeah, you're right. Jeez, yeah. Bloodborne has that multiplayer aspect, but I closed that off. I think because it was kind of annoying sometimes.
I'm not trying to pat me in the back and invade I just turn that crap off.
Yeah. I don't even play Fortnite on it at all. I never got into Fortnite. I don't know.
It's not bad.
I'm not saying it's bad. I prefer. I'm like the Halo person.
All of a sudden, Dreamcast guy just parachutes into the gym. He's like, "Who said something about Fortnite?" This little thing comes down.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more of a I don't like the battle royale thing that much. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
It kind of does suck.
I'm not huge on the like. I've tried to get into it, you know, with the battle royale stuff because a lot of my users like it, and we've played Fortnite on like PE Arena and stuff, and it's just like I'm just like this
I turned on. I think I turned on Radical Heights. And I tried that for like an hour, and the whole time I was just saying, like every 2 minutes, I was like, "What is going on?" Like,
pretty much. Me and Dreamcast guy tried to play together too on launch. We tried to play, we couldn't even connect together. It wouldn't even let us connect together.
The most fun I had with that game was doing the BMX bikes before you do actually anything in the game. In the
crazy,
you know, where you're like, yeah, I was just like, this is just make this. I'll give you $2 for this game, and sold. I wonder how the game's actually doing.
There was like a tournament. Like Cliffy, did you follow Cliffy B on Twitter?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was like he linked like there was like a big tournament for this game, like 20 or like a few $1,000s, or not a few, a couple tens of $1,000s. It was like a tournament on Twitch the other day. Yeah, like with a pot of like it was over like 20,000. It was not a bad amount. Yes, I swear I saw he linked it the other day. It was like a tournament for that game on Twitch with a big prize pot. That's what I saw, unless it was a joke. I didn't click on it.
That is a lot of money for that. I thought they were having like development issues with Lawbreakers.
They were. Well, that's the reason why they did this so fast. The turnaround, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a really quickly put together game. You can tell it's like, what was it? Extreme Alpha or whatever. Like it was.
Yeah.
The basics aren't good. It's weird. It's janky. But I mean, that's because they're probably making. To be honest, here's the thing: they're probably gonna make more money off this game.
They will, yeah, because of the microtransactions. And it's weird because he was so against putting it in Lawbreakers. Like if Lawbreakers launched as a free-to-play game and then had like, I mean, loot boxes or just microtransactions, it probably would have still been around.
I think it would have done a lot better. I would have definitely tried it. The only reason I was like, I don't know if I want to try this. But if it was free to play, because I like the game looks cool, but it's just. I don't know. There was just lots of other stuff.
But like most of us probably would have been like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Free to play on the PS4. Yeah.
I played Radical Heights, and that game looks like trash. You know, Lawbreakers was free. You know,
here's the deal. They said that they're so low on funds, I guess, that they can't convert it to a free to play game.
Yeah, well, you need to change. You need to develop. You know, you have to really have to do some things.
Yeah. So there you go. Maybe they'll come back to it if Radical Heights does better, like they said, and they can turn it into a free to play game. That's all I can think of. So it's a shame, but
they paid a lot of big Twitch guys to play that game too.
Radical Heights?
No, not Radical Heights. Lawbreakers.
Really, man? I saw Dr. Disrespect playing what is it, Radical Heights?
I think people just play that because they wanted to. I'm not sure. They might have paid some people, but I know for a fact they saw like the paid promotion. Most of the Twitch people, the big guys, put paid promotion in there so you can see. But Professor Broman was playing it, like Lawbreakers. Silent Sentry was playing. A lot of people that were big on Twitch were playing it.
It's Battle Royale. You know, you put that in the title, people are going to smash right into your video for it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like top 10 headshot compilations for Fortnite. 2 million.
You won't believe number 7.
Fortnite, dude. I've pretty much blacklisted Fortnite off of my like don't show up on my feed at this point.
Man.
Like don't show up on my homepage. Just
yeah. Let's you guys want to go through some of the questions from the super chat that have come through?
Yeah.
We can do that. Let me see. Let's go through some of these real quick, and let me actually pull up. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's start with. Let me just scroll down. And here we go. Mighty Ryan with the $5 says, thoughts on Anthem, and do you think it will be a timed exclusive for Xbox?
It's not a timed exclusive. I thought it's coming to Xbox.
Do you think Xbox will have the marketing for it?
Oh yeah, probably, because they already I'll have that.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. I actually am looking forward to Anthem, but I'm hesitant because we could see those, crazy loot box stuff going on in there, because they even said that the developers are a little concerned about it because it seems like this might be all or nothing almost for, I guess, BioWare. So I hope it does well because I do like BioWare. But EA is known to destroy companies or developing studios if it doesn't do well, and if they jam loot boxes in, it doesn't do well, and then they pull a Visceral Studios on them. I mean, what do you do? So I hope Anthem is good, but I hope it's also fair to the players.
I kind of need to see more from it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks.
I still don't understand exactly what it is.
Yeah, we need to see a lot more. Apparently, it's coming out in March, is what we're seeing.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, the idea is neat. Like, I like kind of like the sci-fi look to it and everything. But you're right, Sean. We need to see a lot more about this. What are you eating?
Italian ice.
Oh, nice. What flavor is it?
This is cherry. So the one of the things I love about living up here is you have proper Italian ices at the grocery store. In North Carolina, all we had was like Luigi's and Lindley's. And like, this is like Rosita. Yeah, Rosita. These things are freaking banging. They're like 10 for 10.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
It's the little things, man.
It is.
Dude, you're living that bachelor life over there, seriously.
Oh yeah,
I got to give you that. that's a solid life right there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Anthem. I hope it's good. I hope we see more of it. I think we will. EA Play is going to kick off, I think, E3. I think that's Saturday. They'll kick off Saturday. So that'll be probably their big poster child game, is Anthem. So looking forward to it, but I hope it's good. I really hope it's good, because I hate to have to read about BioWare 2 years from now and them getting shut down because EA was like, this game didn't sell 10 million copies. You're out.
Or partly shut down because the two big teams at BioWare, the Dragon Age team might make a great game, so that does good, but then the Mass Effect team, not so good. I mean,
apparently they were pulling people off of like the Dragon Age team to work on Anthem. And I'm like, my gosh, what? They're apparently like desperate to get this game done and out and working.
They're going all in, man. After Andromeda, you can't have another flop. Like, it's never seen a game drop so fast in price.
I seriously wonder if this really is all or nothing for BioWare.
I think it is. For these BioWare guys, not all of BioWare. Because you need a team for Dragon Age. You got to finish Dragon Age. There's no way that they're not going to like not have that game come out. They've invested too much in it at this point. So you got to finish Dragon Age. But I think for part of them, it's like all or nothing for part of them. So
I told them that they wouldn't be able to get to 1,000 likes, and it looks like that's going to be correct. So good. I was gonna leave this up, not unlisted for people to watch, later on, but I guess I don't have to worry about that. So that's good to hear. Very good. Very good. All right. See, we're at like 606 now. So 1,000 is too far away. We're only on for another 25 minutes. So not happening. Could Jurassic World, this is from Yurik Lucas, saying, could Jurassic World Evolution come to Switch? That's like
I don't know what that is.
It's the the park creator. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It looks cool. I mean, they showed it at Gamescom, I think, Microsoft.
It looks awesome. Yeah. I love stuff like that. Operation Genesis on the Xbox and PS2 was freaking awesome. Just because it's like theme park with dinosaurs. Like,
yeah. Seriously, it was Jurassic. What was the old one? Jurassic Park. What was it? Genesis. Operation Genesis.
Yeah, Operation Genesis.
That game is so expensive on the Xbox.
Yeah, it was very kind of rarish.
It was cool. It was good. I remember playing. I think it was on PC also. I think I remember playing it there. But I like those games. Those were more fun to me than SimCity because dinosaurs were involved in potential, destruction.
Yeah,
for your park goers.
Yeah, they were freaking awesome.
Yeah, it could though. I mean, it could. I've looked at it visually. It doesn't look like anything crazy or anything. Yeah, I could see. I mean, Roller Coaster Tycoon's going to Switch, so you could have another park builder like Jurassic World Evolution show up, and I would actually like that a lot. I'd be curious how it would look on the screen though, when it's shrunken down so much. That's the one thing I'm interested about. Roller Coaster. See how that looks. Although they've had experience getting it on the cell phone with a smaller screen even, so maybe the Jurassic World would actually work on there. Leo Aguilar says, thoughts on Sakurai's work schedule on Smash Switch. Supposedly he works 10 hours per day and only 2 days off from a Famitsu article. What are you thinking, OJ?
Yeah, that's how hard Sakurai works. I mean, people.
That's a light schedule.
Yeah, that's it. That's how hard he works, and that's why, like I was talking about, in the debate yesterday, like it's the type of work that Sakurai does is incredible. He's a ridiculously hard worker. He works overtime. He works so hard, man. His hand almost fell off. Like literally,
that's crazy.
Yeah, like he had to use like a ball. He couldn't use like a normal mouse. He had to use like a ball mouse. You know what I'm saying? Like because his hand was just in constant pain of how much he's working. But yeah, that's a light schedule for him. He used to work all like 15 hours a day, Monday through Sunday. He would work. Yeah.
Wait, does he have like a cot in like his workroom or something?
Pretty much, pretty much. Or he'd go home, sleep for a bit. He said 5 hours of sleep or so, 6 hours, get right back up, back to the office, just so they can get Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS out in it was 2 or 3 years since. Oh yes, no, Sakurai they started production in 2012. They didn't finish till 20, like, just to get that game done, 2 games done in that year was just incredible.
So he's like the godfather of Smash Bros. Then.
Well, he's the creator, he's the godfather, he's the CEO, he's everything in Smash. He's everything in Smash. So yeah, but I think this time, since they already have an HD engine, I think it's been a little bit easier.
That's good. Yeah, especially if like I guess Bandai is doing some work on their rendering engine and everything apparently. So they should really work on preserving that guy a bit. I don't know if they have like assistants and stuff with him all over the place and everything.
I would hope. I mean, because outside of, I mean, he does get a little break afterwards, but like I know there was a pretty big break in between Brawl and Smash for Wii U. There was a nice break in between that, so we did get that. But then once again, his hand almost fell off after that. So Melee, he almost died making Melee. He almost died making, like, getting that game out. So Melee,
people still play it now, so I guess he did a good job on it.
Oh yeah, they did a good job on Melee.
that was a really cool reaction too. By the way, if you guys go back and watch some old E3 presentations, that was actually really fun too with the crowd. They lost their mind over that. Oh, here we go. This is from Grubby K9 saying RGT85 didn't sound too convincing about getting the Master Chief Collection. What are you eating today, RGT85? What's up, OJ? We answered kind of that partially, right, Sean? The Italian ice.
Yeah, Italian ice. If it's on Game Pass, I will, because
you just got to hit a download button.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's getting very. I mean, we have State of Decay 2 coming out soon, so we'll actually have to check that out, Sean.
Yes.
That'll be fun. That's actually out in 2 weeks, I think.
Yep, 23rd, I think.
Oh, even less. Very good. What
many games in May?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Dark Souls comes out too for all the on PS4 and Xbox One, PC.
Yeah, Max played that too. That's how I was like, we'll get him on here because he played it.
Gosh,
I don't know what happened to Max. I don't know what happened to him. Somebody put an APV out on Max.
He's actually playing real life Fortnite. That's what he's doing. He's playing real Battle Royale.
Here we go. Okay. Matthew Hennigan again. That's Sean. You know Matthew Hennigan.
Oh yeah.
Enjoyable chat on Story Night. Yep. So that. Here we go. Agent Kuato says Switch app renamed to Splatoon 2 Tracker. I guess if they don't want to do the app, they just rename it, rebrand it, and move on. It's your companion. They could actually even turn it into like Nintendo. I don't know, assistant or something. I don't know, something. Just a companion app. But they really wanted to. But they're sticking. It seems like they're sticking with it despite everyone saying they don't want it for the most part. I don't know. That's the other NX Revolution, the other comment for OJ's debate. Yes. Blue Bolt again saying Animal Crossing 2. Okay, here we go. Brian L. Zokum says, making a friend with my friend. Do you think GTA or Fortnite will be announced at E3? Maybe both.
For the Switch?
Yes, that's what I assume he's talking about. Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah.
Fortnite I see coming no matter what, whether it's at E3 or any other type of event. But I don't know about GTA.
Fortnite they can announce whenever they want. Technically, I don't know if maybe Nintendo wants it to be a big E3 thing. But honestly, they announced the phone versions like out of nowhere, and that's massive. They made $50 million in a month off that, which is obscene. Nice. So they are working to get that thing on everything. Seriously, if they could get on your VCR, they'd get it on your VCR. So it's I think it's obvious that it's coming to the Switch. Just when, I mean, it runs on cell phones and tablets that are weaker than the Switch. So yeah, it's happening. I think GTA is the interesting one though, because I think GTA is another thing. Take-Two has been okay with the Switch for the most part, minus WWE, which by the way, they're still quiet on that. Nothing's happened to that game. It's still terrible. The rumblings, Sean.
They just want people to forget about it. That's what
dude. I saw it when I was at GameStop. They were selling it for $30.
Yeah, they lower the price. It's even digitally, it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's like wow, they still are selling that. That game should just come off the shop. I don't even know why it's on there.
Yeah, they should take it down. It doesn't work. So, I mean,
we just heard about WWE 2K19.
Yep. It's on the listing for that E3 leak.
It's coming. We assume it's coming in what 5 months, October, right?
Yeah, I mean it will. It comes like clockwork. It's just like Madden or FIFA or NBA.
So are they just gonna? They're just gonna release 2K19 then?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh man, this is something else with that. That's something else. Yeah, you're right. They just kind of swept it under the rug.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, oh yeah.
It comes out every year. It's just like the same thing they do with Madden's, right? When Madden sucks, they just kind of sweep that under the rug. People will forget. Oh, here's the next Madden. You know?
Yeah, but this is like, it's one thing for it to be bad, but this is like
Broken.
not functional. It's like, man.
There has been non-functional Maddens. I've played them. There has been defenses that don't work, guys that drop the ball all the time for some reason, even with good hands.
I mean, we're talking about this game running at like 5 frames per second sometimes.
Yeah.
I swear to you not, the PS3 version of Madden 2008 barely works. With Vince Young on the cover. I think 2000, I was in college, 2007. 2008. Vince Young on the cover. The PS3 version doesn't even, it lags, it frames every single time when you try to throw the ball, and I'm dead serious, it doesn't work, and they just swept it under the rug. And then the next year came out, and it was better. They fixed it. I
think the last Madden that I actually really liked and actually got into was Madden 2005 on the Xbox original.
Fantastic game.
Yeah, that thing had the hit stick and everything. It's like
hit stick, Ray Lewis, revamped defense. Absolutely. I was a big Madden guy. I went to the Madden Challenge when I was younger. You know, I loved Madden. And they completely ruined that. But hey, whatever. That's another.
They got Ultimate Team in there now, right? It's all good, man. It's got Ultimate Team.
You grind for 10 hours, you might get one pack. You might get a fullback. You might get like, I don't know, some type of fullback or something. Like, it's trash. Dude.
You say grind, man. I'll just swipe my credit card. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good, man.
Like 50 hours in, you got Jerome Bettis. It's like, man, that took a long time to get one running back.
Dude, I'm telling you, I really cannot wait for the day that they release a seriously, that controller with the credit card machine built into it. That is going to be outstanding. I got to type my credit card in. Oh, wait, no, I'll just go get the nice PowerA controller with the swiper on it. Oh, man, that's going to be something else.
I just remember playing Ultimate Team, and like all I would get was Trent Dilfer every time.
Hell yeah.
It was Trent Dilfer. Every pack was Trent Dilfer, dude. I was like, why am I getting so many Trent Dilfers? Like,
dude, Trent Dilfer, he'll take you to the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
The best defense in the world.
Oh,
Trent
man.
Dilfer every pack. I said screw Madden. I never bought another Madden since then, dude. Screw Ultimate Team.
Oh, man, that's so funny. I'm glad I fell out of Madden like a while ago.
I love Trent Dilfer. He's a you know, we both went to Fresno State. We're all mater, but no shots at Trent Dilfer, the person, but bruh.
That's oh man, I'm so mad about it. I actually wanted a good wrestling game. And apparently the PS4 and the Xbox One versions weren't that much better. They were better performance wise, but they were glitchy as anything too.
But it's been glitchy for 10 years.
So I broke out Here Comes the Pain and just played that.
Yeah, man.
I just play that. I'm fine. It's a good game. People should play it. And actually, if you have a computer that can emulate it, you can actually pop it right in the disk drive and play it right on the computer because the emulator is actually that good now.
Damn.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Like you can play it on your laptop, Sean. You pop it right in. I was looking to get another PS3, a 60 gigabyte PS3, though, but man, those things just are so terrible right now. They just die constantly. The full backwards compatibility.
I have one.
Do you? Oh, you have one of those? Man.
I've got two. Yep. And a slim.
I look for one. There's one that's brand new, I think, on eBay right now, and it's like $800, something like that. Like it's never been opened. Oh man, that's something else. Cool. Well, those are all the bigger titles I had, our topics and everything. Anything else you guys wanted to go through before we look at the chat and get a few questions before we
Blade Strangers.
All right, I keep seeing this pop up. It's another fighting game.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I'm not a fighting game guy, so
but they're announcing like so many awesome new characters in there.
I saw Isaac.
Shovel Knight.
Oh, Isaac, Shovel Knight, quote from Cave Story and Gunvolt.
Yeah.
Like
good list.
That's a good list.
That's a good list. Gunvolt and quote looks, first of all, quote looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like, his style looks fantastic. I love Blaze. Blaze Rangers is looking really cool. It reminds me of like a BlazBlue cross tag battle, but just like those other characters. It's looking good. And then did you see the latest extended trailer?
Yes.
That was very it was animated nicely. I'll just say that right there.
Oh yeah.
visually, that game looks good. Is it who's making? Is Nicholas making that?
Yep,
they're publishing it, but I think it's a Japanese studio that's making it. Right? Yeah, it's a Japanese studio that's making it, but Nicholas is publishing it.
Ooh.
And then they have like a almost like a puzzle fighter style game to go along with it. That's coming later.
Crystallis Crisis or Crystallis Crisis or something.
Yeah.
They got Mr. Brock Rock. Of course, it's always EA. How about EA deciding that they don't care about laws and will continue using loot boxes? They said this at their investors briefing, where they were like, "We're going to work with some of these people, and we'll keep doing FIFA Ultimate Team, despite places like Belgium telling them no." It sounds like they're not giving that up.
No,
of course not.
Of course not.
It's money.
They got super whales over there, man. They just
the amount of money that comes in from that, like $800 million or something like that in a fiscal year, is obscene. How much money comes in there?
I was doing some research with the debate with EA, dude. $8,000 if you want the best Ultimate Team.
Sounds like a steal.
Yeah, $8,000.
Here's the funny thing. That doesn't follow you to the next year, does it?
Watch out, Nintendo. This is your future, guys. $8,000. In the future, you're gonna be like EA.
Wait. So this is something else, because that doesn't follow you to the next game, right? So once the next game comes out, that becomes worth nothing, I guess.
I'm not sure with that, but because I screw Ultimate Team. I'm not sure, but I would hope it would carry over. But I don't think so. They wouldn't be making as much money if you could carry over all your Ultimate Teams. I mean.
But that's insane. It's crazy the people who get like really addicted to this kind of stuff and spend the money. That's so much money to spend.
Yeah.
It doesn't carry over.
Wow.
No. Well, the guys like who was it like KSI or whatever is like those guys are the ones that made it so popular, because they'd be dropping. Big YouTubers, they'd be dropping money because it's their revenue, so they get more money, then they drop more revenue, and like they made it so popular, those big YouTubers, and now it's just like it's on its own thing,
Yeah, they were just opening like basically card packs, weren't they? And that was it.
Yeah.
Like they would just open them, and people would like to watch them open them.
They made it look cool. They made like buying this crap because it's only like it's $1.50, right, per pack or something like that, or you can buy multiple packs or whatever the case is. So they made it cool. They popularized it, and that's what it is now, like FIFA Ultimate Team playing. And like people gamble their sites to where they play your Ultimate Team versus the next Ultimate Team, so people pay for it that way, by winning money and Ultimate Team gambling, then investing it back into their Ultimate Team. There are people who literally have like a job based off of Ultimate Team, and winning Ultimate Team games and sites. So it's its own thing,
Everyone else has got. I mean, Ubisoft talked about that too. Ubisoft did, where they talked about how live services are better than single-player games, basically, to their investors. So a lot of third-party ones that aren't responsible for selling consoles are probably just going to do this instead. Live service stuff, multiplayer, no real single-player stuff really anymore. Sega probably won't. Sega's actually still pretty good about it. I'll give them credit. They don't really get into the live services as much. We still get the Personas from them and the Sonic Forces for what it's worth. You get Sonic Forces too. And Shenmue.
Sonic Mania as well.
Sonic Mania, yeah. So they still do that at least. And it seems to be doing well. Like those are the games I have no problem buying those games because of that. Like I'm already in. I'm in for Shenmue, man, right away. Shenmue
finally bringing over Renaissance of Fate. That
game. That's coming soon, right? Yeah.
Finally bringing that over, so that's good.
Yeah.
No PSO though yet, but
man, they're never bringing it over.
It's never happened.
They release it in Japan. They put it on everything in Japan.
Yeah.
The Switch, the Vita, I think 3DS too. I think
Vita. I don't know about 3DS, but Vita.
Oh no, it's just Vita. Yeah, because they have like the cloud thing for the Switch. I know that.
Yeah.
So Sega. But yeah, a lot of these companies are going to that model. Ubisoft's games are all starting to feel the same too when I play them.
But they've been like that for a while.
They've kind of been like that.
I mean, and there's microtransactions in Assassin's Creed Origins, but like from what I understand, it's not like important. Like you don't need to do it, So, but it's there.
I played Assassin's Creed. I played Origins. I actually never felt the need to buy any of that stuff. So I always give credit there.
That's what I heard. I heard that you don't need to buy it. Like there's no you don't have to get it.
That game was actually pretty good. I actually liked the setting in in Egypt and everything. I actually liked it a lot. It was fun.
It seems that game is polarizing. Like there are people who just think it's great and people who just hate it. Like,
I think there are people who thought it was kind of boring, to be honest, and I can kind of see that because there is some grinding to it. Essentially, when you feel like you're kind of playing the same stuff over and over again. But
Okay.
I actually liked the world that they had. And I just liked some of the characters are pretty cool too. It was just it felt so different from the normal Assassin's Creed. Technically,
They usually do a pretty good job with that though. Like the world and like the characters, it's always top notch, like voice acting and all that. I mean, I'll always give them that, but just the gameplay to me is just like.
Yeah, I think it got kind of cheap. I think it was like $20 or something the other day. I don't know. They actually sent that to me.
Yeah, you can get it for cheap now. It's like 20 something bucks.
So, I didn't play any more South Park though. I got to look back into that.
Apparently, they're fixing it with the patch because people have been talking.
Yeah, there was some serious issue with it or something.
Yeah.
Something serious happened. Where it would, I was talking to Sean about this. Apparently, when you get to a certain point, it'll like erase your game or something.
Or like free, like you can't load it up or something like that. Yeah, like.
But I don't know what triggers it because it doesn't seem like it's everyone.
It's like a certain spot or something people were talking about. If you do a certain thing, and then it'll do that.
Which has happened before. I mean, this has happened multiple times in Nintendo games, by the way. That whole thing happening. Like, you guys remember Twilight Princess? It happened in Twilight Princess. It happened in Skyward Sword. It happened in Metroid Other M. So all three of those games had game break, like where it would just glitch you there, and like the Wii was the craziest thing because you had to like download it from like either send your data into Nintendo or they had to like make a whole channel to fix it. So that was fun, interesting.
What do you guys think about the Microsoft? This was interesting, real quick. Microsoft hiring for their big AAA studio. Did you guys see that?
I didn't see that.
They're hiring for a AAA studio. It seems they're at least looking for somebody to run it. Almost they were looking for basically someone to manage it essentially. And now people are wondering if they actually have a AAA game in mind. That if they're starting now, I can't see how it's for this generation. It would have to be for next generation. Unless they at least have some part of it done, they need someone to get it to the finish line. But I mean, if they don't have it done till end of 2019, is there any point in not just making a launch game for the Xbox 2? I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, there's no way. Like now is not the time to start developing a big AAA game for this generation. And now's the time to start for next generation.
Well, I'm sure the snake oil salesman will talk about all the great stuff coming to Xbox One at E3. You know what? I feel Phil Spencer is a talker, not a doer. I don't like Phil Spencer. I don't like him. I think he sucks. I think he sucks. All he does is pander to people. Like when God of War comes out, oh yeah, people do like great single player experience games. And then that's it. Oh yeah, it would be nice to have JRPGs on the Xbox One. And then that's it. Nothing ever happens. Like he just talks and he gives people false hope. And that's why a lot of these Xbox only channels just like cling. They cling to this man's words, but he never follows through. What do you have coming out this year? You have 3 exclusive games, 2 of which will already be out before E3. Sea of Thieves. You have State of Decay 2 at the end of this month. Both are service games, and Crackdown 3, which has been in development for like ever. Like I don't like Phil Spencer, man.
The JRPGs one, that one too, like, yeah, that would be great. There's JRPGs, and you just see him spawn like what's next, man? You gonna do anything about it?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It would be great. Lost Odyssey 2 would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be great. And then that's it.
I mean, he did kind of like get left holding the bag when he kind of showed up, though. If you look, he was there obviously, but
but how long do you let that? Do you give him a pass for that?
I don't hate him like you though. I mean, I just think that Xbox is they're just changing their business model.
Yeah, I think they were left with a smaller budget because they were developing that Xbox One X.
Who knows how much that costs?
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Kuro Tengetsu says RGT is more of a Don Matrick. that was the best E3 ever, is when he was explaining about how there might not be used games for people and stuff. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not that down on Phil Spencer until the end of the generation. Honestly, I will say this: if he doesn't have much to show this E3, it's gonna be like, ooh, man. All right, I guss that's it. I mean, when did he took over? How many years ago? 4 years ago?
It's been Magic was out like literally right after that. Then Phil Spencer was the next guy right up. So yeah, he's been around for a while. I mean, they've done some good stuff. It's just,
God of War took 4 years to create. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, You got 4 years from when God of War started being created, and we haven't had a lot so far. We've had Gears and Forza and stuff, but I'm waiting for that big thing that really knocks you over. And I'm like, all right, what are they going to show? Because anything they've had in development for 3+ years could be shown at this E3, right?
Don't you think they would have shown something earlier?
I feel like they should, but what do they keep saying? If you look on like Phil Spencer's, he's like, we could announce everything now, but that wouldn't leave anything for E3. He keeps saying that. He's like, wait for E3, wait for. So I'm like, all right. E3
He's gonna come out. They're gonna be like, "All right, so we got Crackdown coming out this year. We've got exclusive Sea of Thieves DLC and exclusive State of Decay 2 DLC." Woo!
So that's kind of where I'm like, all right, E3 is like 3.5 weeks from now. I'll give them through that. We're gonna watch it, Sean, the presentation.
Oh, I know.
And then we're gonna sit there and we're gonna either say, "Okay, Xbox is back," or we're gonna say, "That's a shame."
Why does he get 4 years? Since when does it take 4 years to make a good game?
Well, I think it's because he's trying to. I mean, they pulled him up to the the big kids table, last year, and
I'm not even trying to I'm not mad at Xbox. Like I said, I already accepted Xbox for who they are. This is Xbox, guys. They got a lot of third-party support. They got great systems. Third-party developers aren't going to dump them. This is Xbox. It's third-party. It's great online service. It's Game Pass.
Yeah, their first party is lacking right now.
And I've already accepted that. So I mean, that's just what it is for me. Is that this is the Xbox. Then get used to it. And yeah, they can sell 50 million every generation doing this exact same thing, having the best service, online service, having servers, having all their passes and EA accesses and.
Oh, yo, Lewis in the chat. He actually talks to me on Twitter sometimes when I make a mistake or make a typo. Yeah, he said don't forget about Ori too. I agree, Lewis. That Ori's an awesome game, and unfortunately, it kind of goes unnoticed. Ori and the Blind Forest was great. I look forward to the second one. Yeah.
I got it.
It's more about the games that Microsoft really advertises and pushes is what we're more talking about. That game is so good it can go under the radar and people will buy it. So
people are we're also somewhat comparing them to like the Xbox 360, which some people even consider like the best system of all time. I mean, outside of it blowing up, outside of that, but like the library on that game is actually really extensive. It's great.
Do you guys think it was weird that Mike Ybarra streamed God of War? Do you think that was weird? Like, I ask everybody this. I'm curious.
That's a little weird. Do
you think that's weird? Like, he did it on his company account. He did it on Mixer, I think.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to do that at Nintendo. You're not allowed to do that at Sony.
You're not allowed to do it at Sony either, yeah.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that at Nintendo.
Yes, it's weird.
It's weird.
All right, I wasn't sure if that was the case or not, because some people are like, that's cool. But I'm like, Sony and Nintendo, while they pretend to play nice, they'll put that knife in each other's back if they have the chance.
Oh yeah, you're allowed to stream games at Nintendo, but you got to be like incognito mode, like you just stream the game, you know.
Yeah, but like you said, Miyamoto's not going to be like, let's stream God of War today, guys. Come on over. It's like, what?
You're gonna get DJ Jazzy Jeff if you did that at Nintendo. Just out the door, bro.
Yeah, like they'll do the typical PR thing where they'll congratulate each other, but they won't be like, I'm going to advertise your game for you on our platform.
Dude, seriously, that's so counterproductive.
Majestic says, whenever I see card packs in games, I remember a friend saying the best card is the credit card. Makes me laugh every time. I never buy EA games. That's not a bad choice there, Majestic. There are some EA games they do that are EA originals or whatever they are, the indie ones. What was that? Like Faye or A Way Out, I guess.
Yeah,
those are sometimes they don't touch them, but when they actually get their hands on them, you're gonna expect card packs or loot box. It's just the way it is, the way it is. So and Microsoft unfortunately is kind of getting to that too with their stuff.
No, I said that last night in our debate. I was like, no, one of the big three is turning into EA, but it's not Nintendo. It's Microsoft. They have their own passes. They do all sorts of stuff. Like, I mean, look at loot boxes within racing games, like for Forza and Need for Speed. This is the wrong company. Microsoft is already way closer to that than Nintendo.
So we got we're gonna finish up here. You guys have exactly 3 minutes to do one final push to 1,000 likes, and I'll leave this stream up while we're doing outros. So you guys have about 3 minutes to do that. Also, Sean, do you have anyone that we should be rating?
Oh, let me look.
That's fine. You take your time. So I think Microsoft is turning into EA to a degree. They're doing live services for like everything. It's kind of what they wanted to originally do, if you think about it, because they wanted the Xbox to always be online. in 2013.
Mhm.
And now they're kind of getting to that. Like, I think they're trying to soften people up for the Xbox 2 when it's always online, always connected to the internet. So, but that's the way, and that's the way it is. That's why there are multiple systems. So you pick what you want. But I am happy to see things like God of War sell as well as it does. Just to kind of, keep that in there saying, hey, they still sell. They still sell. So I guess that's it for tonight then. It was a fun podcast tonight, I think. Sean's gonna find you guys someone you can go raid and bug.
I got him.
Who do you got?
Russ Lyman. He's a buddy of mine. He's unfortunately had some BS happen to him the past couple months, but he's a super good dude. You can find him at lots of Northeast conventions, and he is streaming. What the hell was he streaming? I don't even remember. I think it was Splatoon. Splatoon 2.
Hey, the Splatfest is on right now.
Yep, he's streaming some Splatoon 2, so go show him some love.
There you go, guys. Sean will drop that in the chat. So yeah, go bug Russ. He said he's had a tough week.
He wrecked his car. He totaled his car. He got in a bad situation with the ex-boyfriend of his current girlfriend. Just a lot of bullshit going on with the dude. And he's like he's literally like one of the nicest people I've ever met. And it's just like, dude, you don't deserve this.
Yeah, so go say hi to him. Say, tell him the Spawn raid, Spawn Wave sent you guys. Go say hi, cheer him up, and I think that's gonna do it for us here tonight, guys. Let me go around here. OJ, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, they can find me just right here on YouTube, PlayerEssence. Just kind of do some cool, do a lot of live streams, do a lot of interactive events, playing games together as a community, and also a lot of Japanese news, RPGs. Really passionate about Nintendo and RPGs and action games. So if you're into stuff like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, all that good stuff, and of course Nintendo First Party, check out my channel. I'll drop a link in the chat.
Go for it, man. Steven Sullivan says Netflix streaming announcement for Switch at E3. I don't know if that's like an E3 announcement. They could honestly just put that out whenever. Hulu honestly showed up out of nowhere, and we were like, "Oh, Hulu's here now." All right, cool. That was like out of nowhere. What about you, Sean? RGT, where can they find you, man?
Find me at RGT85. I'll say hi in the chat just in case you aren't familiar with me. I do lots of video game videos. Creeping on 100,000 subscribers. We're about 2,200 away or so, 2,100 away it looks like. So that's super crazy. Tomorrow I'll have an eShop video talking about 7 eShop games that I've been playing that you guys will probably be interested in. Some good games in there, so make sure you guys check that out. And yeah, who knows what else is up my sleeve, because I don't know.
Okay. Cool. All right, yeah, we had almost 1,500 people here with us guys tonight concurrent. That was really cool to see. It was a lot of fun tonight. So thanks for joining us on this stormy Saturday here.
It's hot as hell where I'm at, by the way.
Is it? How hot is it over there?
It got up. It was like 90 something.
No,
90s today.
Beautiful here today before the rain.
I'm just saying. You're saying stormy weather. I'm like, hey.
Well, it was like stormy, but like super humid stormy, where it was like it started getting a little cooler. But I actually went out by the water today, so it was nice out there. Yeah, that'll do it here for us tonight, guys. SpawnCast Live. We'll be back next weekend, next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you guys then.